Rise and shine. Go get go time on a Wednesday morning. It's a hump day, stump day, as you know. Get smart, John. Today, I imagine we got the Daniel Murphy Power Hour. Thought of a great bit. Be really fun to do. I just can't do it because of how I get ready for this job every morning. But I'm just so disgusted with the Braves. Like Hicken asked me yesterday, and I'm not watching. I won't watch an inning. I'm watching an inning of baseball, Braves baseball, for a while. Be a really fun bit to come in here. Good morning, E.T. It'd be a real fun bit to come in here every day and let you unveil to me the often pitiful score of the Braves game the night before and get my instant reaction to hearing the news. But I can't do that because there's just no way I can do what I do without at least being aware of how the aforementioned Afraid's game went. So anyway, there's that. I don't know why I start with that. It just popped into my head. It hit me right there in the forehead. Your program wins a national title. You're allowed to bask a little bit, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just kind of resonating on this Florida Gator basketball championship and how it has hit Gator Nation. I feel like it hit a little harder than normal. And yeah, at least by my surmising, I think it's probably because football's been so down. You take it back to the 04s, and as exciting as it was, and Billy Ball and back-to-back national titles, guess what? Urban had Camelot going at the same time. Tim Tebow was 1,000 times bigger than any part of that Gator basketball story. And so even though they won back-to-back and they did amazing things and they were well-received, the 04s were a popular basketball team that had a mix of personality and talent. But I just feel like as I soak in the scenes from around town, from people I know. 1010XL, I think, has put stuff out from reaction just, among the folks that work here. And I see in Gainesville and the return and I don't know. I feel like this one is hitting Gator fan just a little bit more than those other basketball championships. And I don't, maybe that's some recency bias watching it unfold here. But there probably is something to football is king of Gator Nation. Basketball is an, awesome vice president. Whatever the under king is. I got stuck there. And it can be an awesome thrill ride through March. Well, football's king, man. I mean,
always have been, always will be.
You ask Gator fan to rank the national titles in their history, for them. As awesome as this basking is right now, it'd be 96, 06, 08, some order. Now, Ox yesterday put this. I was kind of thinking about this. Ox Gator called yesterday, and he was ranking, the national titles that Florida has won, in his lifetime. And he went with 96, and it was Spurrier and beating the rival, and then he went with the 06 because it was unexpected out there against Ohio State. And then he put this basketball team in there. And I guess that is kind of my point. This basketball team hits different if it gets that spot in the Gator Passion memory banks over a team that won back-to-back national titles and produced 3 top 10 picks with the most popular, successful basketball coach in Florida history, Billy Donovan, Billy the Kid. We learn a little bit more about Todd Golden and his approach with some of the stories that come out now that they've won a national title, and some of those stars that he lured to Gainesville are leaving. Walter Clayton told a story that, to be honest with you, reminded me a lot of young Billy Donovan out on the recruiting trail. Now, when Billy Ball was in Gainesville, and for most of college basketball's existence, recruiting was a sitting in, mom and pop's living room, convincing them to come to your school game. It wasn't a poach the roster of every mid-major you can find. Recruiting was a different game then, but this approach was similar. Walter Clayton Jr. was asked about why he chose Florida over following Rick Pitino to St. John's. Clayton, signed with Pitino at Iona. By his second year, he was the conference player of the year. Pitino got the St. John's job. It was kind of just assumed that Walter Clayton would, I think, follow him there. He had 2 finalists. He had St. John's and Florida. By the way, in an alternate universe, what if Walter Clayton had chosen St. John's? Would they be cutting down the nets? Monday night.
Oh.
I mean, St. John's was number 1 seed that went out to an Arkansas team that, if they had Walter Clayton, not so sure I digress. So Clayton is down to St. John's in Florida, right? St. John's gets first crack. And so he meets with, Patino and the St. John's people. And when he's done and he comes out that afternoon, who's in New York City? They're ready to go to dinner with him. Todd Golden flew up personally, talked ball, talked Florida, talked roll for him, talked. And ultimately, you had no idea how important, a plane flight and a recruiting trip that would be for Golden and his Gators. But the comparison I was going to make, as Billy Donovan really started that reputation for Billy Kid out on the recruiting trail when he showed up at, Mike Miller's house at 12:01 when the signing period began, or the contact period began. And he lured Mike Miller out of South Dakota in the Corn Palace up there and got him to come to Florida. But it was that same aggressive, kind of, right there in their face. I'm here. I ain't going away. We need you. We're your fit. And Clayton's decision to come to Gainesville obviously was a huge one, right? And by the way, that's in addition to the other, the other parts of that made up that team. One thing that they stressed all the way through as I continue to bask, allow me. They talked about the love for each other, and that don't matter as much when you lose, except, the camaraderie, I guess, of can I get a ride home? But when you're winning, dude, and they continue to preach that through adversity, see how that team handles itself out on the floor. A guy gets a technical, the team handles it. Team gets behind, they don't need a timeout. Boys, come here to half court. It was a veteran team that had a lot of really, really good college basketball pieces. But there's, no doubt that the Final Four MOP, most outstanding player, Walter Clayton Jr., was the reason that Florida was able to win a national title. And the reason that Walter Clayton is at Florida, I think, had a lot to do with Todd Golden's convincing him to get there, being as aggressive, and showing Walter Clayton just how much he was going to mean to the Florida program, much like Billy Donovan did all over the country in producing recruiting class after recruiting class after recruiting class in his time in Gainesville. Listen, North Florida is not the only one that caught basketball fever. This Final Four and the Florida games, very well received by the TV audiences, Florida, Houston brought big numbers. It was the highest. It was up like over 20% from a year ago. And a year ago is UConn repeating against Zach Edey, the player of the year in college basketball in Purdue, remember?
I remember.
So, last year was a pretty good game. They were up, like I said, 20-something% from last year. The championship game itself, meanwhile, by the way, that was the highest ranked final since, I think, 2019. Also, Saturday's Final Four viewership had an increase of 20%. They had 15.5 million viewers for Saturday. They had the best. Florida Auburn's total of 15 million was the best early game number since 2015. Houston Duke later that night up 15% from last year. Florida's early game up 29% from last year. So, yeah, if you caught basketball fever around here, it was definitely a Final Four, and in the case of the Gators, a Florida team that captured the country's attention. Look, if you couldn't get into this Final Four and just sit there on the edge of your seat, then you're just not. College basketball's not made for you. They put 4 number 1 seeds there. They all played great. All 3 games the other team should have won or could have won or you thought was going to win. Put it in one of those categories, right? Duke was up 14 on Houston, middle of second half. Auburn was up 9 on Florida in the second half. And this is after the Gators already charged back against Texas Tech previously. I was thinking about this too. Hold on one sec. As I bask. I'm basking. And then in the championship game, the Gators are down 12 and produced the third biggest comeback in title game history. So, it had everything you wanted. It had star power, the two players of the year and the player of the tournament. It had 1 seeds. It had dramatic, exciting games. They couldn't have drawn it up any better, could they, E.T.?
No way.
Yeah.
That's if you don't if that didn't convince you, you can't be convinced.
By the way, we avoided like major controversy, and I still haven't gone back and verified it eyes to paper. But I'm playing the scenario in my mind. And yeah, I think that we prematurely awarded Dan safety from the wheel. Because we got so caught up in
Duke losing?
Yeah, in Duke losing. And so really all it did was guarantee that Dan could not I think we screwed up, man. It doesn't matter. Florida won the game and you had Duke, right. So it wouldn't have mattered from that standpoint. It made it perhaps an easier win for Florida, but I'm pretty sure you guys were tied going into the Final Four. You both had Duke and Florida in the Final Four games, so Dan didn't get any extra points because Duke lost. You just lost your champion. So I think Hicken needed Florida to win that game to avoid the wheel. I think, like I said, I'm going to eyes to paper this thing. That's just that was just basically going by my memory. But, man, yeah, just an exciting, well-watched Final Four. It had it all, including a bunch of eyeballs, the most in 10 years in some cases, and others going back even further. I saw this, and I don't know where this slots into newsworthiness. But last Monday night's national championship game was the most bet college basketball game of all time. Now, I think that's more a sign of the times and this gambling, which is, by the way, going to circle back here on us as a society sometime in the next 5 to 15 years and throw up on us. We used to teach people that you can't really earn a verifiable, reliable income gambling. And, buddy, 12 to 20-year-olds now, every time they turn on a game, they're just bombarded with that side that used to be, the dark secret side, just right out there in front of them.
People are gambling on sports they know nothing about.
It's man, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that we've rung this bell and just unleashed this fury. We already live in a time in society where there's so many youngsters coming up, and in fairness, a lot of jobs are being taken, aren't there anymore that used to be like production type jobs, but they just want money right away without doing much for it. They want it fast. They want it to be easy. You feel me? I mean, we all have that dreamer in us a little bit, but we got a couple of influences colliding here. Now let's throw some gambling in. Get rich quick, kids. It's easy.
You're preaching, Jeff.
Yeah, it's easy, kids. Just throw a $5 parlay in. Hit your 20-leg parlay, you'll win $1 million. Well, in other news, 20-leg parlays are technically impossible. All free and out there now. It's all legit. And listen, I understand that we play to that too here. I enjoy the theme, the concept of gambling, on sports. I enjoy the correlation between point spreads and public opinion and having fun in more contest ways. See the Friday 5-pack. But I would like to think that I'm as or more knowledgeable about sports than about 95, 99% of people. And if I can't make money predicting who's going to win by how much, why are other people going to be able to? Do you feel me?
Feel you.
And knowing sports, I think too many people take their sports knowledge to the betting window like it matters. It doesn't. We can all forecast one, bro. We can all handicap one here or there. I had one. What was the one I had here that I told everybody this is the easiest money ever?
Over on,
Alabama game in the tournament. And they were over with 8 minutes to go. But I'll throw one out there every now and then. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't go home and put money on it. No, I didn't. But That being said, I don't know if this is a proud announcement or not, but the most bet game in college basketball history. Here's hoping you had the Gators. I know a lot of people around here took home some cash playing the long game on Florida after the way they ended the season and ultimately cut down the nets. All right, we will digress into some other topics. That's some Jags news. Accumulate a little bit of draft data. I saw a stat that absolutely confounded and confused me until I went a little second level in how that stat was produced. Relates to the Jags, and I'll drop that on you when we return. It is a Beatrice Plumbing Wednesday, like family. Beatrice is there, whether it's a plumbing emergency or you have a planned project. One of the important steps, Beatrice Plumbing and BeatricePlumbing.com. Now hiring commercial plumbers as well.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Ride with the Frangie Show.
We'll crank this sucker up. You can drop us off, and you guys can be back in your home planet before supper.
Let the Frangie Show drive you home.
Let's go.
We're going home.
Afternoons
All systems are working, Commander.
on 1010XL.
I'm just going to cut to the chase. What you really want to know is, why buy from Arlington Toyota? Mia here. How about over 800 vehicles, one lot, 60-day exchange, and friendly credit for everyone. Plus, right now, you choose a pre-owned 2022 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till August 2025? Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter-mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars to trucks to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hi, this is Lisa the Botanista with a special invitation. Are you tired of scrolling through other people's boating adventures? Are you sick of liking your friends' posts out of jealousy when you see them on the water? Are you finally ready to cure the FOMO for Florida's greatest pastime, boating? Then I'd like to invite you to visit the Freedom Boat Club at the boat show and see what this Boating Made Simple is all about. We handle the cleaning, maintenance, storage, and all the hassles of an entire fleet in Jacksonville, Jacksonville Beach, and St. Augustine. You join the club and use the boats whenever you want. You can also go boating at over 350 locations across the U.S., Canada, and Europe. From water sports and cruising to inshore and offshore fishing, we've got you covered. We even include unlimited one-on-one water training for every membership, so you gain the confidence you need at the helm to have fun. See us at the boat show this month to learn about boating made simple and receive a special discount on membership and start creating your own memories on the water. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's your main man, E.T. here. And I know that getting into an auto accident can be stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even minor accidents can cause whiplash and years of lasting pain if left untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
With so many competitive pest services in town, you might wonder why Kingfish Pest Control's business is booming while similar companies seem to be struggling. It all comes down to service, affordability, and effectiveness. Kingfish Pest Control is a local family-owned company who delivers on their promises to effectively control pests like ants, spiders, roaches, termites, mosquitoes, and more. Your home is their priority, so call today and discover why your neighbors and your buddy Hayes Carlion trust Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, this will cut into your basking mood from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. So a guy is, I got a problem, Pross. I had over $200 worth of Gator National Champion stuff in my cart, but there's something not right. Why the heck does the logo have the Golden Gate Bridge on it? It's on everything. And then you pull up this great-looking gear that the guy had in his cart, and he's right. They put the wrong logo on it. It says National Champions, but it's got the West Region logo, I'm assuming, because remember they played in San Francisco?
Yeah.
So it is at least, here's what I would say to the dude that sent this. You don't have to necessarily send it back. I mean, you are national champ. It doesn't say Final Four. It says National Champions, and then it has, I guess that's the Golden Gate Bridge kind of silhouetted behind it. And since you went from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Final Four, I think it flies. I don't think anybody would really notice or take too much note. But, yeah, I feel you. He said it ruined all the gear for me. Yeah, I get it. Also from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I hit on tennis table daily on Hard Rock, LOL. Next text. I don't know anything about table tennis. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's kind of the point of, but again, that bell can't be unrung. But I just think that the echo of that thing is going to shatter some eardrums. Definitely some bank accounts. Happened to your boys last night in OKC. Looked like you ticked them off.
Yeah, that ref was weak, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he lost by 30. How weak could he be? He threw out Doncic got kicked out, didn't he?
Yeah, he kicked Luka out, man.
Luka said he was trash-talking a fan, not the ref, when he got ejected.
Yeah, it felt like it was the fan, but the ref was kind of in the way.
Yeah. Man, these refs, bro, y'all got to just shut up. I think there should be a new rule. As long as you don't use profanity, you can say whatever, however you want to a ref all game. As long as you don't use profanity. And by that, I mean, you dumb donkey of a mule. Can you see, you blind bat?
It don't hit as hard if there's no profanity.
Just let them get it out. Let them yell at you. You know why they're yelling at you? Here's why I'm yelling at you there, dum-dum. You blew it again. Here we are, up and down and round and this and that, and your dumb self can't get a thing right. How did you get this job, you moron? Just let him. You know why? You guys are getting paid six figures to fudge it all up every game. You jackass. That final, you jokers in the Final Four, you ought to all be fired. Every team here has a gripe. I mean, this isn't coming just from a Gator perspective. I mean, you guys are terrible. What kind of banana crew calls like 6 fouls in the first half and 25 in the second? What kind of gang of jackals does that? You got to be bipolar. Same two teams. And by the way, to be honest with you, fouled more in the first half than they did in the second. It's just insane. There was an early second half the other day. Florida had, it was either 5 or 6 fouls, and Houston had 0. And about, like, a snap later, it felt like, 5 minutes later on the game clock, Florida had 7 fouls, and Houston had 8. I mean, it was nonsensical, just terrible. So back to the point, Luka got kicked out by a ref because he said he was trash talking him. New rule, yeah. And now maybe this got to be professional sports only. Okay, can't do this in college. You kids, shut up. You're just kids. Although maybe college is professional these days. Yeah, professional as long as you don't cuss them. Say whatever you want to them. And these guys are making a lot of money just to be just average at best. A lot of the time, it feels that way. So I'm perusing, as I often do. I'm a gatekeeper of sorts. I'm always looking for things I think y'all will find interesting. I got a couple of just little Jaguar sidebars here I'd like to offer you, okay? The first is this, and it's not so much what the power ranking number is. It's the description of our football team in the synopsis underneath the ranking that I find to at least be more palatable than how we're typically described. Okay? And by the way, this is not the story that I teased going to break. You're going to have to wait on that one. But in this power ranking, and I'll tell you who does it in just a second. But first, let me tell you what they write about the Jaguars. They had them 23, which first off, Ian, doesn't that a little bit higher than some of these early power rankings we've seen?
I feel like that's about the same.
I feel like we were down, no, man. I feel like we were down 26, 27, 28, man. I don't know what you're talking.
You might be right.
Yeah, I don't think so, bro. I think look at ESPN's right now while I finish this. You know, their power rankings. They this time of year, they don't do them all the time, but their most recent one when we got hectic with it. I don't think we were 23rd. Nonetheless, that my pleasure in reading this wasn't about the number. It was about how they described our team, which at least, like I said, was a little more complimentary than the typical Jag perspective. Here's what they write about the Jags. It was a big offseason of change, but I think this was the most significant nugget. The Jaguars identified a source of Trevor Lawrence's discomfort, which previously allowed him to step up in the pocket as confidently, erasing that via free agency and continuing to buttress the interior of the offensive line could finally turn this team into the kind of perennial contender we imagine them capable of being. You see doesn't that just sound a little different?
It does.
Right? That sounds like the Jags wrote that one.
And this is why I run the board and you do all the talking.
Okay.
ESPN's power ranking, Jaguars?
Yeah.
28.
Yeah. That's where we've been, man. 28. I saw we were like 30 or 31 in one of them. So, yeah.
I do remember that now.
Yeah. So, 23 is a little bit higher than we've seen. But imagine this, though. Erasing, Trevor, basically improving the offensive line via free agency and continuing on the interior of the offensive line, basically through the draft, could finally turn this team into the kind of perennial contender we imagine them capable of being. There's somebody, I don't know, accepting the possibility that we're not terrible. And that Trevor's not cash history done ash on the side of the road. I am not at all against getting a couple more veteran pieces in free agency before that's all closed and put to bed, man. I can appreciate the floor raising that's happened here to this point, but man, nothing difference making has happened all offseason. What difference maker has joined this football team from parts unknown?
I don't know.
I mean, I know the draft's coming. We got to find, maybe one or two there. There are some guys there, receivers available right now. Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Tyler Boyd, Robert Woods, Elijah Moore. Are these guys great? No, but don't you feel like every one of those guys, if they had Diami Brown's spot, would have his numbers or better?
Absolutely.
So if we're doing a 1-year piecemeal, get it to the next. A question. A defensive lineman still available. Edge rushers, Von Millers, Darius Smith, Matthew Judon, Preston Smith. They're guys. Secondary guys. Sante Samuel Jr. And, Russell Douglas, Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore, Justin Simmons. Many of these guys are past their prime, but Justin Simmons, Julian Blackmon at safety, these guys are veterans. I mean, they made their decision there with Murray. We'll have to see, right? One thing is, we're not overly juiced about the names they brought in. And the ones that were sold us, Eric Murray's looks average coming from Houston. Jordan Lewis, the Dallas Cowboys are a really, really popular brand name team, and they have some cornerbacks over there that have really been in the news and that register, right, between Diggs' brother, right, got all, and then it was, what's Bland? Is that the name of the guy, the rookie that came in? Who's the other corner that came in and had the unbelievable year? Point is, they've had two guys that have had, name. Who was the corner that had all the pick sixes for Dallas, please?
Yeah, what's the
Is it Bland? Or
started with a B.
Yeah, Deron. Is it like Deron Bland, maybe? What am I doing? I'm having... Anyway, there's two corners that have been known for, big plays. And
Deron Bland.
Yeah, Deron Bland. I had it. Trust yourself, old man.
That man, no.
But Bland had, 8 picks and 3 pick sixes or something.
Yep.
And the other, Diggs' brother has been all pro. So, I mean, Jordan Lewis may be a hell of a player. I never heard of him. Not saying I never heard of him. I'm saying I've seen DBs capture the highlights and the awards and my attention out in Dallas for the last 2 or 3 years, and I don't remember Lewis being one of those names. Point being, there's the impact, I guess, we'll have to hope for there. But the draft is only going to give you so much. I'm looking at, more and more of the the grades of players, not the mock drafts. Are the Jags good enough that if Mason Graham, a D tackle, is graded a little lower than other prospects that they bypass? Now, listen, first and foremost, it matters what the Jags have guys graded as. Don't forget that. We do. We look at, Mel Kiper's list or Matt Miller's or, Pete Prisco's or anyone else. We look at their list, their player rankings, and you can't take them as gospel. They can be incredibly different from those that are actually inside of different NFL teams' headquarters. But are the Jags in a position that they could take Mason Graham over better players, even if they play other positions? Man, I just keep coming back to this nagging thing with Genty, man. I saw one, and it was one of Lance Zierlein, maybe. It was one of the bigger name guys, right, who was kind of matriculated through the scouting system into the media. And his number one overall player now on his board is Ashton Genty. If there were ever a time to make the argument, it would be coming off what we saw Saquon Barkley do last year, wouldn't it? All right, now this stat that shocked me at first until I really thought about it. I have in front of me the NFL's best and worst teams at drafting in the first round since 2020.
Okay.
Where would you put the Jaguars?
We're top 3.
Because they've had so many?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why. So they're good at it, you're saying? They're first rounders? Because that's it. The best and worst teams at drafting in the first round since 2020.
Oh, no, we're not good at drafting.
You say, you don't. They're asking the guys that have hit the most on their first round picks, right, basically.
Yeah, okay. Jags not top.
You're not top, right? Mm-hmm. So what you think at first plus, because immediately don't forget who kicks off the decade, Henderson and Chason.
Mm-hmm.
And never mind, that's in a year where the Jags literally could have drafted CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson with their 2 picks and gone to town. The best team, this is by WAR.
Okay.
This isn't just by, my opinion. This is by WAR, which is wins above replacement based on their play. Number 1, highlighted by Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Amarius Mims, Miles Murphy, and Dax Hill, the Cincinnati Bengals, a WAR of 18.94. Number 2, with Justin Herbert, Kenneth Murray, Rashawn Slater, Quentin Johnston, Joe Alt. The LA Chargers, number 3, with Tua and Austin Jackson and Jalen Waddle and Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson.
Detroit got to be up there.
The Miami Dolphins at 10.3. Then there's a little bit of drop for Miami at 10.3. Those are the 3 double digits. Cincinnati by far 18.9. The Chargers 16.9. The Dolphins 10.5. Number 4 with a WAR of 7.9 and a draft class of 20 decade first rounders that includes C.J. Henderson, Caleb Chason, Trevor Lawrence. Well, here's how. You want to know why?
Yeah, educate me.
Brian Thomas, this is WAR, wins above replacement.
Right.
Brian Thomas Jr., Trayvon Walker, Trevor Lawrence, and Travis Etienne have given a lot of wins above replacement value in their careers, especially at times.
Okay, so they're like real weighted.
Yeah, so they're carrying it because Henderson and Caleb Chason have played to a negative WAR, man. But yeah, that's the one. That surprised me. Anton Harrison's been a decent player. Devin Lloyd's been a decent player. There's not a lot of, Lawrence, Etienne, Trayvon Walker, Lloyd, Harrison, Brian Thomas Jr., not a lot of huge misses there. There's misses. You should have taken Hutchinson. There's misses. I don't know. The trade up for Lloyd looks worse every year that it ages. But they're not awful. I say that about a group of guys in a nucleus that won 4 games last year. We're back with more next. It's a Beat Trust Plumbing Wednesday on The Drill. Time for a football fix when we return.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Scotty Scheffler, the 4-1 favorite with the Masters at Augusta National. He's minus 120 to finish in the top 5. Minus 250 to finish in the top 10. Rory McIlroy plus 650. John Rahm 13-1. Colin Morikawa 18-1. Danny Hamlin, the favorite, doing the spring race at Bristol at 4-1. He won last week at Darlington. Kyle Larson plus 450. Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell both plus 650. Braves today hosting the Phillies as another 22 favorite. The Phillies plus 102, 9 over the total. The Rays at home with the Angels. Rays at other 42 favorite. Angels plus 120, 7.5 over the total. $250 bonus and you open up a G-Bank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
The magical basketball ride continues for Gators fans this weekend, and now you can remember all 34 Gators wins with a full-size Season to Remember basketball for only $149.95, featuring scores of every game along with embossed logos, championship history, and more on panels of the ball. Order now. Get one of only 5,000 licensed balls. Call 800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or visit nikcosports.com.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? Topdressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit topdressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with topdressing.com.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Yo, ET here, and it's time to make those summer break plans. And Clay County is calling. From paddleboarding on Doctors Lake to reeling in the big one on Black Creek or cruising to St. Johns River, there's no better place to dive into warm weather fun. Enjoy live music, local festivals, food trucks, and fireworks lighting up the night. Discover scenic parks, hidden trails, and must-visit local gyms. Your summer adventure starts here. Visit exploreclay.com.
Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is the diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Parents, now is the time to sign your kids up for the best basketball league in the 904. Tommy Houlihan's Summer Beaches Basketball League. Season starts in June, and games will be played in the St. Paul's Gym. Go to TommyHoulihanBasketball.com for all the info.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Got the par 3 contest, Masters today. Over under on hole-in-ones at that event, I'm going to put at 2.5. Feel like we see a couple or 3 every year, it feels like. Just a fun day, man. They bring a lot of these golfers will bring out their wives and their young families, and they'll get to take swings and run around the grounds. And
do they do stuff like that at all the major tournaments?
No, that's an Augusta thing.
Okay, this is an Augusta thing.
There's a couple of like charms of Augusta E at the Masters, and the par 3 tournament is one of them.
Okay.
Most tournaments, if they have an event like that, it'd be more like Pro-Am. See if they can make a little bit of that money, right? Spread the charitable wealth at least. But no, at Augusta, they've always done that that par 3 contest on Wednesday, the day before the event. And by the way, no one's ever won the par 3 and the Masters, so you really kind of don't want to win the par 3 contest is how that goes. Here's another charm, E. You know, times change and inflation rages and prices rise, but if you go to the Masters and you're out there on the, on the course and you pop into the concession stand and get you a sandwich.
Cheese.
Yeah, and it's $1.50.
Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, and you get like a turkey sandwich. And it's gone up. When I was at the Masters, the turkey sandwich I think was like $1.50 also. Now it's like $3. But even still, and they're nice, like simple, like like your aunt made them and put them in a Ziploc bag, kind of that feel. I'm excited for the tournament to get started. Hard to pick a sleeper in an event like this. There will be one, maybe not win it. And when I say sleeper, I mean it could be is like Brooks Koepka out of nowhere. Did we forget about him? The live golfers in particular, Rahm, DeChambeau, where are they at, right? Like, the guys that we used to wonder, Tyrrell Hatton, and go down the line. Was Patrick Reed's game in shape? Who knows? No one sees these guys play anymore. What's happened to Ludwig Oberg? Dude's moved to Nocatee, can't hit a golf ball, man. Get out of my zip code, Ludwig. Get out of my zip. I'm cursing you. Cantlay has just never emerged. Spieth has been in the desert for years. Justin Thomas is way too inconsistent. Xander Schauffele won a couple of majors last year, was really coming onto the scene, and then had an injury and a surgery, and he's yet to really get going. Scotty Scheffler hasn't won yet this year. But, it just feels like it's Scheffler, McIlroy, if it's the court of public opinion, or a guess as to who might take home the green jacket. First round gets underway tomorrow. It's a limited field. It's only like 90 golfers, and so that also keeps everybody around. We talked about speculation and gambling and wagering. That golf's a hard one to hit, man. How are you going to predict who's got their game this week? Like in other pro sports, their game is their game. There's never going to be a game where Chad Muma is better than, Dre Greenlaw. Or I'm just, never, ever, ever. But in golf, man, you can go through a whole event, a whole 4 days where number 161 beats number 7 by 30 shots. That wide, range of scoring, I think, is what makes it so hard to predict, unless you're Hicken, who picked the winner, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Fire up the band. We got a football fix. It's brought to you by the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly. The best value in golf. Come see me at the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. All right, let's start with some news and some notes. I saw this from Pete Prisco's mock draft. Prisco has the Jags trading out of the 5 spot. More, I guess, accurately described, he has the Bears trading up into that spot, giving Ben Johnson the running back that he covets in Ashton Genty. Which is funny how I just said a little bit earlier that the closer we get, I could be easily convinced that Genty would be a good pick here. You got so many needs, though. All right, still waiting on Aaron Rodgers, I suppose. The Steelers are hosting Shedeur Sanders as they try and figure out what they're going to do with their quarterback situation. By all accounts and reports now, the top of this draft is starting to settle in pretty firmly. It's going to be Cam Ward at the top, and it's going to be Travis Hunter, number 2 overall to the Browns. It sure seems like that's where things are headed. Those are the betting favorites for sure. They're talking about potential changes to the playoff format for this year. So this is going to come quick. When they meet in May, these things may be a part of at least somewhat of a reconfiguration. Option 1 is approve the Lions' proposal. The 7 teams in each conference would still consist of division champions and 3 wild cards. The change is the teams will be seeded by best record. So if you say, well, what about the reward for winning a division? Your reward is you get a playoff spot. That's your reward. So you would just seed them top to bottom based on record, no matter what division they played in. But a division winner, would get a spot over, say, a team that might have a better record that's not in the 7. Let's see. Last year, 2024, the Chargers would have been the 4th seed in the AFC, and they would have gotten to host Houston instead of the other way around. The NFC playoff picture also would have been very, very different looking. The Rams were the 4 seed, how it played out. They would have been the 7. The Bucs were the 3. They would have been the 6. Lions were the 1 either way. Option 2 would be like a modified version. Division winners would still get to host a playoff game unless they finish with a losing record. It's all about that home field advantage. That makes sense because, you like to throw these little nuances into the season that if a particular division is up or down, it could mean something that looks a little different. And the third option would keep it as it is. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Sharks are back home in a couple of weeks, on the road this week, but off to a great start at 2-0. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, gang. Got to keep cool in the summer. Got to keep warm in the winter, and you keep all that straight with Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Maybe it's top-tier residential service, no gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. Your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's, the only name Northeast Florida needs to count on. Visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. That's Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
You know the players, so you pick them.
How many majors can the guy win? It's fantasy golf at the Masters. Win $1,000 of jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
Enter at 1010XL.com.
Teed up by Pella Windows and Doors.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread. Carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving that we all accepted as normal? That's gone for me now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, nah, I'm good.
That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo is on his way, and you can lose whatever you want to lose. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark this week. Tomorrow is Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and JWB night. Don't miss fireworks on Friday and Saturday, plus kids round the bases after Sunday afternoon's game. Baseball all weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Friendly competition meets great futures. It's the Birdies and Bounces Tournament presented by the Mackenzie Noel Wilson Foundation, Friday, May 9th at the Yards. Where else can a pickleball tournament, 15 holes of golf, food, fun, beverages, raffles, and great activities help a worthy organization like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, where 59 clubs serve nearly 6,000 youth daily. For tickets and team registration, email Charlie C. at bgcnf.org.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by TopDressing.com. The Gators men's basketball team is once again national champions. Florida stunned Houston by 2 to win its third national championship in program history. With 46 seconds left in the game, Elijah Martin put the Gators ahead with 2 free throws. Denzel Aberdeen then tossed in one to seal the 65-63 victory over the Cougars. Will Richard led the way for the Gators with 18, and Alex Condon tossed in 12. Walter Clayton Jr., who was named Most Outstanding Player of the Final Four, finished with 11. The victory makes 39-year-old Todd Golden the youngest head coach to win a national championship since 1983. This is the Gators' first title win since back-to-back championship teams of 2006 and 2007. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 54 degrees at 7 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Guess what day it is?
I wonder what day it is. Anybody?
Mike, do you know? Mike. Mike.
What day is it, Mike?
Take it, Mike.
Hump day.
You know it! Yes, sir! Hey! What day is it?
You know it! It's Hump Day!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Almost back. Almost there.
Almost. A little more honey.
A little more honey and tea. Been a long 2 days. 3 days. Made it through. Good to be here. Good to be hanging out with you guys on a Hump Day Wednesday. A lot going on in the world of sports. Lots of good things. Gators returned home yesterday. Celebration will be this Saturday around the orange and blue game, I suspect. But yeah, yesterday back to Gainesville, big crowd waiting for them, and more celebration. Now everything kind of gets back to normal, but national championship trophy in tow. And go to work on next year. Find out who's staying, who's going, who's coming, who you can get in the portal. I know they're chasing a guard from Princeton, and I saw earlier today there's a kid who played with Condon from Australia. The kid from Princeton apparently played high school ball with Tommy Houck, so they might have an in with him. But you never know. Never know how the portal works. So
I feel as we get, more resigned to the fact that those guards are leaving. For an odd reason, I'm feeling more and more confident and optimistic about what this team will be and what their ceiling could be. Those big men pass so good, Hick, as you know, and those four can dominate games. They can dominate games. They've got shooters. Shooters are easy to find, man.
yeah.
They have to change. You'll go from a
Whoa on that statement. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Shooters are easy to find.
Yeah,
I
there's
disagree.
plenty of them.
I disagree.
Every team has them. I mean, we just watched a tournament where the guy, every team.
We just watched a game where they couldn't make any shots in the national championship game.
I didn't say they made them. I said they shoot them.
Call them shooters, but they
all
don't make
shoot
them.
They
Anybody
do.
can shoot, but can you make them?
They're making. I wonder how many guys in college basketball shot over 33% from three last year. Over 100, I bet.
I dealt with Kentucky Jeff for years, and every year we just need shooters. So they can't get shooters at Kentucky. I say you can't get shooters at Kentucky.
You think Aberdeen can
shoot?
shoot?
Huh?
You think Aberdeen can shoot? Is he a shooter? You don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. What about Klobuchar? Is he a shooter?
He can't get his shot. So he can be a shooter all he wants. If he's shooting in practice, yeah, he's a shooter. He can't get a shot if you play defense on him.
Yeah, I think that Florida will have two guards average double figures and be okay. Those big men are just so stinking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to be even better, and now they're going to be the focal point.
Who are stinking good?
The big men at Florida, they can pass. You can run the offense from the top of the key with those guys.
Okay. Well, yeah, they do that.
They're going to have the best front court in basketball next year. Do you disagree with that?
He said they had the best front court in basketball this
no,
year.
he's living in the moment. I don't think they had the best front court this year, but next year I think they do legitimately have it.
I think Condon took a step back over the last month. I think everybody would agree on that. I think Tommy Houck took a step forward. I like Chinyelu and what he brings, and Handlockton has a lot of room for improvement, but size-wise and, yes, passing ability and if I was Mike, I would spend a lot of time at the free throw line during the offseason.
None of them are. Houck's the only one of them that's any good. Shoot.
Yeah. Condon was a 60% shooter as well. So, but yeah, the potential's there. Sure, we'll see who they can get. But I was looking at this, and this is amazing to me. Be careful if you're an NBA coach and you win a championship. Mike Malone, Mike Budenholzer, Frank Vogel, Nick Nurse.
Yeah, a lot of the guys of the last...
Axe. Those guys have all won titles since 19.
Yeah. Budenholzer was the only one that feels like he was bamboozled.
You don't think Malone was bamboozled?
Malone came out of nowhere, but if you're really... If you're keeping up with the Nuggets, there's been a couple of things in play there.
Yeah.
One is there's a Cold War between Malone in the front office to the point it's dictating who he's playing and how he's playing them to send a message. There's that kind of gamesmanship going on between those two.
Okay.
And they've lost, like...
What do you mean? What's the game? What's the gamesmanship? Like
it's like the Balky Peterson thing. You draft here. I don't like that. Okay. We're playing him. I wanted that guy in free agency. You drafted him, then I'm not playing him. That kind of nonsense.
Okay.
And
do you know the guy? Like what? Do you know who the guy is? Like, is there a guy that...
The GM
playing that is it? No.
I mean, I could. It's young guys. I don't have their names here in front of me.
All right. I'm just curious.
Well, no, point being, they let They let Kendall Pope go. They let another one of those guys that were on those teams that won it. Let them go, and now they're forced to play the rookies.
Gotcha.
And then there is the fact that they're playing terrible ball. They've lost like 11 out of 13. They're in danger of like missing the play-in. There's like 8 teams in the West within a game. It's really ridiculous.
Tight.
So that's why I guess don't get
Just
me wrong.
an odd time. Run it out.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they fired him yesterday. That's not my point.
Yeah.
But to me, Budenholzer, and now he's gone to Phoenix and he's making them all look right. The great ones don't do what he's doing in Phoenix.
Well, that's
by the way, all those coaches, none of them are worth anything. Bro, they go their next place, they don't do anything. They seem like guys that fell in. Look, Budenholzer fell into Giannis. Vogel fell into LeBron.
Well,
anybody on there didn't fall into a superstar. Nick Nurse fell into Kawhi.
Okay, well, since Nick Nurse left, Raptors have been terrible.
Yeah, because Kawhi left.
Since Budenholzer left, Bucks have been terrible.
Well, I don't know if they're terrible, but
I will bet you the Nuggets. This is the beginning of the Nuggets' demise or the continuation. They're on a downward slope. But
that one seems like one that just and Malone. You can tell even if you like him. There's a lot of personality there, man. A lot of opinion.
But he won him a title.
Yeah, he did. Pretty recently. And by the way, with been completely in charge of the development of Jokic and that crew.
So.
Do you agree with the sentiment that this Florida basketball team has been received and followed and celebrated more than the 04s did when they did it? I think they have, and Ox yesterday, he called in with his top 3. Which basketball did he put in there? He didn't put in the 04s, he put in this team.
Okay.
And I think part of that, and I surmise that part of that is the 04s, as great as they were, all they did was intrude on Camelot. Tim Tebow was 1,000 times bigger than anybody on that basketball team. Right now, Walter Clayton Jr. rivals DJ Lagway. This Florida team, because the football team is in such a struggle,
I agree with
kind
that.
of threw a lifeline to Gator Nation. And so I think the appreciation for this team and the interest and how they played, they came from behind. They were exciting. They were dramatic. And
Gator fans starving for a winner.
But I think specifically football being in the abyss makes this one stand out more than really the 04s were better. They really were.
Oh, yeah.
They went back-to-back. They went undefeated in the SEC. They would beat the hell out of this team if they ran the floor, I think.
Ooh, that'd be a good game.
Yeah, I think they'd beat them pretty good, but it would be a good game.
Be fun to watch.
Yeah, they'd be real similar to young coaches.
I think the guard play here is much better. I think the front, be a good game.
It'd be a good game. I think.
You think they beat them bad?
I do. Oof. I think they beat them, 10 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see it.
Not at their current ages, though.
Joe would need a lot of timeouts. Jaw of the earth.
Yeah.
A lot of weed in those lungs. Timeout.
Well, there may be
blow.
As far as I know, there may be a lot of weed in the current Gators' lungs.
But they're younger.
Yeah, right.
They're younger. So good stuff.
But anyway, just that guy was I really feel like this. I've never seen a basketball team responded to like this one. I mean, just the reaction I've seen.
You mean for Florida fans?
Yeah, for Florida fans, for like the real feels of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to do with the football.
Yeah, and it's also been a while for either one of them, by the way. So there's also a whole new wave and generation of fans, and you never know from generation to generation what's gonna resonate with them. That's how favorite sports change and things like that. So they really, I feel like this Gator basketball team is super embraceable, I guess, and therefore memorable. And I guess what made me think of that was. Listen, I'm still putting 96, 06, 08, and I love basketball. But if I'm ranking Gator national titles, it's 96, 06, 08.
Football.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Then we'll get to the other sports. I mean, the basketball can be a prince, but we know where the king lives.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I think most Gator fans
and you know
would.
me.
Not every Gator fan, but most would.
I love the baseball.
Yeah. I love the basketball. I mean, I love the basketball. It's close.
Yeah.
They're all like, it's kind of like I said yesterday. They're all special, dude. I mean, and wrongly, baseball doesn't hit like basketball and football. See, basketball hits like football for me.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't hit like basketball and football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday, just, where it ranks and the excitement level. And it certainly resonates the way they did it, too. And I think when the season started,
there's no way
you wouldn't have picked them.
No, not this far.
But mid-November, early December,
they were looking good.
I know a lot of people laid $50 down on the Gators to win an Addy.
Yeah, me too.
And got big, won some money.
Sure.
So
they they had a tough. They're a tough, hard-nosed team, and man,
great team.
Having those 20-something-year-olds in the backcourt with Richard and Martin, and Clayton, no 19-year-old himself.
Yeah, Will Richard earned his ring.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, and big part.
18 and 8.
He really should be kind of the. It was kind of like Billy. Who was the player with Billy? Was it Stolt? He had a guy who really was who kind of you identified as getting him going. Is that who it was with Billy? There was one of those.
Yeah.
And that's kind of who Will Richard is. He's not the best of all the ones that play there or have played there. He's like a Major Harris type. Well, let's hope he stays out of the
Major Parker.
Major Parker, I mean. Like that, you know what I mean, though. One of his boys, one of the guys who was there from the get-go.
Up until the crimes.
Yeah. No, yeah, Major, not good. Major may have been on the JU staff at one point, wasn't he?
May have been.
I think he may have been.
All right, let's do this. We got trivia today. We got Murph today. We got the Lagalaw High School report today.
Wow.
So we got a good hump day.
Who's this Murph you speak of? What does he talk about?
Daniello.
He talks about, what is he?
Talking about the Red Hot Mets.
He talks about baseball?
Playing in the cold weather. Oh, gosh, it was cold up there. Oh, yeah, poll question. We'll rock that out. Brought to you by our friends at Dreamfinders Homes, official home builder of the Jaguars, the Gators, PGA Tour. Right now, lock in on a 4.99% interest rate, 15 different locations.
15 of them things.
Yeah, that's right. All over Jacksonville. First-time homeowners, take advantage of this opportunity, man. Go to DreamFindersHomes.com. Tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you. As the Jags report back to work, what are your expectations for one Travis Etienne? You have 4 choices.
Okay.
You have a return to greatness, 1,000 yards plus and 10 touchdowns. You have back up to Bigsby. You have less than 4 yards a carry, or you have won't be here. The whole gamut. What are your expectations?
You always have to balance these poll questions with what you think will happen or what you want to happen.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes I don't know how people are answering, if they're asking what they would do or what they think how they think the scenario will play out. I'm going to go with
the poll questions intended, I think, for you to say how you think it'll play out.
I think that that there's one on there. There's 3 on there that to me can still be unknown, and there's one on there that's got some time-tested, truth behind it based on the last couple of years, and that's Mr. 3.1 ain't getting my 4.0 projection. You're going to have to do better than 3.1 a carry there, big guy, before we start thinking you're getting 4 a pop.
E?
I thought you were going to be back up to Bigsby.
Okay. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse, 1,000 yards plus and 10 touchdowns, 35.6.
You guys watching?
Surprise.
What?
Yeah, less than 4 yards a carry, though, comes in second at 25.5. Won't be here, 20.2. And back up to Bigsby, 18.6. I think I would have picked back up to Bigsby, so it's really all over the place.
Yeah.
Which means it's a good poll question.
Yeah, and if he is, those other things happen if he is back up to Bigsby. Some of them are interrelated.
It's on all the social media channels. If you'd like to vote, have fun with it. It's our Dreamfinders Homes poll question of the week, brought to you by our friends at Dreamfinders Homes. We got trivia coming up next.
Downtime with Dan is serviced by the local family-owned company for home comfort and your statewide mechanical partner for the biggest projects, Lloyd's Heating and Air.
I was thinking about this as far as Florida and the conversation with them being a blue blood. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he said, maybe not a blue blood, but definitely a new blood. And I said, yeah, I like that. Gator basketball is a new blood. A new blood, if you count, the last 25 years or so. I would say they definitely are a new blood. Since 94, more Final Four appearances than Indiana's had Sweet 16 appearances. Since 94, more Final Four appearances than UCLA. Since 2000, more appearances in the title game than Duke and Kentucky. And tied with Kansas. 6 Final Four appearances in the last 31 years. Ahead of other notable, quote, basketball programs like Villanova and Syracuse. And they've done it with 3 different coaches. So maybe not a blue blood yet, but certainly a new blood.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are expecting slight turbulence. Please remain in your seats until the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We have clearance, Clarence. What's our vector, Victor?
1010XL.
It's the only way to fly.
Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hey, say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bow 9 Associates. Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you the latest options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Man, how would you like to wake up to clear vision? No hassle, no fuss, ready to see the difference. I bet you are. Call now or visit bow9.com for a free screening. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. Tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Visit sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
It's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker, card games, and hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it's not just poker. With delicious dining, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com and ante up for fun.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
It's fun to predict because it's usually unpredictable. 1010XL's draft coverage is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors and First Coast Recyclers. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The
Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #Frozen Frenzy.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Get Smart John is polished up by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
You know me, love them. TriviaNation.com zone. Bald, bold, fragrant build. Get smart. Johnny!
Good morning, Guggen.
Morning, Guggen.
Everybody's in today, so
yes,
I've got a full complement of the girls. Well, this is a good thing. By the way, just a quick trivia question since you just played the Get Smart team. Can you tell me the number that Don Adams was? He was agent number what?
99?
That was his. That was Barbara Feldman.
Yeah.
Was 99.
Yeah.
So what was? Oh.
I did not watch Get Smart. I have no idea. Never seen it. I've not seen one episode. I saw the movie. Is Steve Carell the movie?
Yes.
A little bit of that one. I've never seen the TV show. So, Agent 9.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I have no idea. I'm guessing. I'm trying to think what.
This doesn't count. This just came to me as I was listening to the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like it should be a one-syllable number.
No, it's two numbers.
Well,
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. No one knows.
86.
Yeah.
86.
Yeah, there was a great picture that I had. It was a picture of Don Adams meeting Sean Connery back in the late 60s. It said, Agent 86 meet 007. So that was kind of...
You give me one more question like that, and this segment's going to get 86.
86 is a great year.
Yes. So, first of all, shout out to Guggen and trivia player Chris Reed and his group. So
Shout out.
Yes. So I do have a question that was missed last week by Jeff. It was an audio clue because with the passing of Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a line from Top Gun. And then the question, can you tell me Val Kilmer's character's first and last name in the movie? And we know his nickname was Iceman.
Yeah.
Right. No, Jeff got that.
Val Kilmer's name.
I don't know Tom Cruise's name in Top Gun. How in the world will I get Val Kilmer's?
Well,
His was Pete Mitchell. He was Pete Mitchell.
I
you knew his name.
I would have got back to it only because we had Pete Mitchell here. No, in my head right now, it was not in there.
Okay. And you're a little younger than us, too, so that those few years can make a difference.
Goose, no idea what his name is.
That one's a really deep one because you really don't hear it in there.
Okay, well, there you go then. No wonder I don't know. Yeah, we got to get some of this week's questions.
It was like a Polish name.
Yes. It's, you know what? I was about to say that. It was.
But I don't remember it.
Okay. Tom Kazansky.
Yeah, that's it. Tom Kazansky.
All right. No worries.
You could told me Tom Kazansky was the plumber on Alice, and I would have believed you.
You went for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, because it is morning, so we have to get started with beer.
Drink beer. Oh, come drink beer with me. I won't give a damn for any old man who won't drink beer with
I
me.
should have just said alcohol. Okay. Again, this is a first-round question. Which beloved American lager was introduced in 1876 in St. Louis, Missouri?
That's Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Yes. Current events.
Current events.
Facing ongoing criticism about delays and leadership controversies, Louis DeJoy recently stepped down as head of what government agency?
Yeah, it was
read the first part.
Yeah,
to me again.
I don't.
Yeah, it's one of
There's
those
too
contexts.
many now. There's too many. There used to be 3.
Yeah, okay.
You got, This has to do with the whole group texting deal, bro.
Facing ongoing criticism about delays and leadership controversies, Louis DeJoy recently stepped down as head of what government agency?
I mean, it's like.
And you know what? I don't like the way it's
Security
completely
or
worded about
something?
government agency. It is. This is one of those kind of ambiguous. I don't like sometimes the way they write the questions. I will say that.
Is this the male guy?
Yes, I don't want to because I don't want the United States Postal Service. When that government agency, I think tends to kind of throw you off. Okay, so in fairness,
all right, okay,
yes,
fair enough.
Yeah, you got it. Same word.
Okay, Postal Service.
What word can refer to both a booking for a hotel or restaurant and land set aside for indigenous communities?
Reservation.
Yes. Movies. What 1993 film follows a young boy who befriends a captive orca?
Free Willy.
Free Willy.
That's right.
What if Willie Jackson has that poster somewhere in his game room?
Yeah, but you guys are all about stats, so of course, congratulations to Ovi. And from the time he scored his first goal, there had been 22 different starting quarterbacks in Washington.
Wow, unbelievable. Do they still hang that Workham Silly Gators sheet in Gainesville? Still, all these years.
How many years has that been?
Oh,
At least 40. At least 40.
More than 40. When I got there in 85, it was already long. It had probably been, I don't know how long before then. Workham Silly.
Okay.
Science.
What element is primarily responsible for forming rust when it reacts with oxygen and moisture?
Element. Rust.
It's something popped into my head. That sounds like it's a little.
Me too.
Is it iron? Isn't it iron? Like iron oxide? Isn't that rust? Iron oxide is rust, isn't it? Iron.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good pull.
It was.
Is iron oxide rust?
I think I hate element questions more than president questions.
Not me. I
For
do
the
much
record.
better on the elements than the questions.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of presidents, they had something on Facebook. I don't know if it was AI generated, but they had all the presidents, what they would look like today, like with the hairstyles. And it was kind of cool, actually. Yeah, it was interesting. Music.
Manilow!
What legendary guitarist is known for playing a right-handed Fender Stratocaster flipped upside down as a lefty?
I mean, McCartney's the only lefty I know. Hick. You know any left-handed guitar players? I don't know any guitar players.
Read the question again.
How many guitar players do you know? Any?
What legendary guitarist is known for playing a right-handed Fender Stratocaster flipped upside down as a lefty?
I'm going McCartney. No, it's not.
No, legendary guitarist.
Oh, he's not a guitar. I see what you're saying.
Who'd you say, Jimi Hendrix? He's
well,
lefty?
I don't know if he's lefty. I know he's a
It's
guitarist.
Jimi Hendrix. He's the only. Yes.
What about the dude from
Okay.
Is it Kiss? Doesn't he flip his joint upside down?
Go with Jimmy.
All right, let's go with Jimmy.
Jimi Hendrix is correct.
Gotta be.
Yeah. I was thinking musician. I wasn't pony.
Legendary guitarist is not McCartney. I don't think of him.
I can only He's the only left-handed. I don't know guitar. I didn't know. I thought if you had asked me, I said Jimi Hendrix was right-handed guitar.
And that might be McCartney. Isn't that the guy from Kiss? The guy.
No, McCartney is from the Beatles.
McCartney was part of the Beatles.
Okay.
And then
I know the band members of Kiss, but I don't know who played what. Was Ace Frehley the guitarist?
Yeah.
Probably was, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss.
Peter Criss, right.
Very nice.
Very good. Yeah.
The only one that stuck with me all these years.
Yes. Okay. History. What World War II battle was the turning point in the Pacific Theater occurring in June 1942?
That's Midway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Midway.
Yes.
Good movie.
You talking about the original or the most recent?
Yes.
Okay. The original was great because it came out in '76 and it had a thing called Incense-Around. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, but where the theater kind of shook. That was high tech back then. Geography.
Don't know much about geography.
Which U.S. state is known as the land of 10,000 lakes?
Minnesota.
Yes, you have to say it that way, don't you?
Yes. Eh?
Art.
Oh, boy.
Art appreciation.
We have to bring culture into the show, right?
Yes, we do.
Always. Because you guys are so well-rounded.
Starry Night.
Sure.
Very nice, E.
Oh. Which Dutch painter has a series of self-portraits that conveniently showcase the right side of his head only?
Yeah, that's the Van Gogh, right? The ear.
That's what I said, Van Gogh.
I know. That's kind of funny. Yes.
Did Van Gogh do Starry Nights, too?
He did.
There we go. Good job, E.
Novel plots.
Love me a novel plot.
What 1950s novel follows a disillusioned teen who wanders New York after being expelled from prep school?
1950s? Read it again.
What 1950s novel follows a disillusioned teen who wanders New York City after being expelled from prep school?
That sounds like Home Alone and Dennis the Menace put together.
Sounds more like
Dennis the Menace.
more than grad.
I saw Dennis the Menace just passed.
Oh, did
He
he?
did, yeah. Jane North.
And he lived in Lake Butler.
Oh, for real?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I'll be darned. Huh.
A lot of hijinks out in Lake Butler through the years, I suppose.
I'd say the 50s has got to be like
It's
the
a
one
novel.
It's one that we read. It's got to be like
Yeah, but I can't think of it. I didn't
Catcher
read.
in the Rye, or
I didn't
what's
read
other
the one where
with
the guy walked the city kicked out of his prep school. So this is you're on. I don't know that plot at all. I would.
The only one I can think of is Catcher in the Rye. So
Is it? You know what that's about?
No, I don't remember, but I know that's a book I read.
What's the one? Yeah.
It's not Grapes of Wrath.
No, those are old. The
It's
plots, like those are from the old days.
And it's not the one with the Lost Boys. Just go with this and see what happens.
Okay.
So what's your final?
He went Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye.
That is correct.
Wow.
Wow.
Very good. Yes. Were you thinking of Lord of the Flies? Was that the other one?
Yeah.
I read that one, Lord of the Flies.
But I know that wasn't about a
that
kid
was
wandering New York.
No. It's not, yeah, kids losing.
No, it was good. That was good.
Abilities.
Yes. Okay. So before we play the audio, there's going to be two questions. Okay.
Okay.
So let it play for about. Well, E, of course, knows what to do.
Let it
So
rip,
if you
E.
Please. Yeah. Let it marinate.
All the leaves are brown. It's Mamas and the Papas, I believe.
All the leaves are brown, leaves are
Hey, beat Shazam.
and the sky is gray. I did go out for a walk on a winter's day. On a winter's day.
Very nice.
Yep.
Okay. So you got Mamas and the Papas. You got the one question. And then the name of the song.
All the
just get it
California Dreaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the members, John Phillips, who was his daughter.
One Day at a Time girl.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Phillips.
Very good. Very good.
And
That boy on fire.
And
I could have actually gotten those.
I recently saw, I think it was the Mamas and the Papas. What was the lady's name in the Mamas and the
Michelle
Papas?
Phillips.
Michelle Phillips.
And of course, Mama Cass Elliott.
Mama Cass, who choked to death on a ham sandwich.
Which they say that actually is not really true, but that's what we've always heard too. Yeah.
But anyway, Michelle Phillips was so ticked about having to lip sync on a TV show
she ate a banana during the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just saw
pretty
that
good.
recently.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, very cool. She was ticked.
I'll be darned.
Yep.
I bet you more now would prefer to lip sync.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed, John, in the audio clue, though.
It's kind of easy.
Well,
You missed a big opportunity.
did I?
Yes.
Oh.
24 years ago, 25 years ago, today, SNL aired this great sketch, Need More Cowbell.
That was
Oh,
that was
okay.
25 years.
That was easy.
Wow,
Man.
that's brutal.
That was Will Ferrell at his best.
25 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Golly.
Good
Wow.
Lord,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
Fellas,
you got a great
you
sound.
have what I call a dynamite sound. There's one thing. Need more cowbell.
Oh, gosh. Geography.
I got a fever. The only cure.
He's got to look at it in the break.
Yeah, I already wrote it down.
Yeah, just YouTube Need More Cowbell.
Yeah,
And then
I wrote it down.
wet your pants while you giggle.
All right, couple more. Go ahead.
What is the most populous city in Brazil?
Rio.
Or Sao Paulo.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I'd say
I
it's
go
Rio.
Rio.
But it seems
Where
like
were the-
Rio is.
where were the
Can I ask you a question?
Rio.
What round did this appear in, John? What round was this question in?
This was in the second round.
Yeah, it could be Sao Paulo or throw you a little boop, but it's probably got to
Olympics was in Rio.
Yeah, we'll go Rio.
Rio.
Sao Paulo.
Told you. You guys got to trust the trivia game. You got to trust the game, man. It's round 2. You got to trust the game. That's where the subterfuge starts to kick in. That's why
Gotcha.
I asked. Yeah.
I was working on a perfect
Yeah, I
game,
was working
man.
on it there, man. I
Yeah.
had you.
All right.
I had your back.
Good one.
Yeah, okay. This next one.
First round question, it was Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
seriously,
You're
yeah.
right. You know how the game works.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, degree of difficulty and so forth. If anybody gets it, it's going to be Dan.
Oh.
Only because of the age. Because of the age. Okay. TV.
Mm-hmm.
In Bewitched,
Mm-hmm.
what is the name of Samantha's mother who often disapproves of
I
her
know.
marriage
How
to
about
a mortal?
that? How about
Okay.
that? Hey,
Okay.
suck on this, John. Let Dan get it. He didn't watch
What is it?
Bewitched. You think he watched Bewitched? You think he knows it's Esmeralda? You think he does?
It's not Esmeralda.
Damn it.
It begins with an E, though.
It does begin with an E.
I was so close. It's not Esmeralda.
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
It's
This is the redheaded lady, right?
How about
Yeah.
no?
She got the mole.
it's
Little mole right here.
and
The actress who played her was Agnes Moorehead.
Endora.
yeah, Endora.
Endora.
There we go.
Yeah.
Suck on that,
Yeah.
John. Back at you.
No, back it up there, big boy. I don't think you got it exactly.
Who just got the answer?
Well, your colleague had to kind of.
Would we have gotten the answer had I not Endora not popped into my brain? Yes or no?
I don't, Dan.
I'm not.
Would you have gotten it?
Time for one more, John.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna take a week off there. Pretty smeller.
No, he's not.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right. All right. Sports.
Sports.
In what sport do players use mallets to hit balls through wickets on a grass court?
That's croquet.
There you go.
It is croquet. Very good.
Well done, E. I could see.
You just missed the one?
I could see E on a
Yeah, of course.
playing some croquet,
Sure.
dressed up to
On the lawn
nines.
at Tijuana.
Oh, yeah. I could see him
could see
there.
that.
Yeah, 100%. Get into
Maybe
it.
wearing some knickers.
Drinking
Oh.
like some sort of like mint julep.
He would have a
or
great time.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
You come back,
Absolutely.
man.
He'd have
that stuff is fire.
He'd
Hick."
have a hat on. He'd have a hat. He'd be wearing some sort of hat, garden hat.
Check out this.
All right,
club.
last question, Johnny. Let's go.
Okay. Within 2 years, okay?
Uh-huh.
The category is fast food.
Okay.
In what year did McDonald's introduce its breakfast menu featuring the Egg McMuffin?
Oh, that's a good one.
Within 2 years?
It's a
Yeah.
long time.
Since the 70s. I'd say about,
Early?
yeah, I would think.
Not the 60s, though.
No,
75-ish?
it could be the 60s. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Now, when did I just watched that the movie where they did not make Ray Kroc look like a nice dude. What movie was that?
Oh, Founder?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
With Michael Keaton.
That was
Yeah.
good. Did you watch that, Hick?
No.
You'd like that. It was good. Yeah, and they didn't even get into the breakfast part, I don't think. It's got to be 70. 70, want to go 74?
Yeah, it wasn't 60s, right?
I don't think it was 60s. I don't know for sure.
Oh, 72.
Okay, 72. All right, 72.
That gives us the... But then we missed 75.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, what if it's the bicentennial?
Did you say
thing?
75?
I said 74.
All right, let's go 73.
All right, 73.
Very good. It was 72.
There we go.
Good.
Nice.
We got it either way. 74 would have hit the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
Good job,
Appreciate you,
boys.
Johnny.
See ya.
There he goes. Get smart, John. You'll smell him before you see him. We're back with more next on the Betros Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
First of all, congratulations on the show.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
How do you like being in a real studio?
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Leon Cersei here. Let's be real. I used to eat like a lineman because I was one. And man, those habits are hard to break. I needed help to stop with the munchies and lose weight. But now, I'm bringing sexy back. I call Physician Guided Weight Loss. Their medical team is helping me shed pounds safely with a custom plan to help me slim down. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, you want to bring sexy back? Visit Physician Guided Weight Loss at pgweightloss.com.
Hey, beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. I love Zero Res. I've told you guys this for years, right? You know why? They make my house look better, smell better, feel better. I love it. I love it. And man, you head into springtime and you got that clean house like being in a new house. And Zero Res removes winter's buildup, brings lingering odors, gives your home a fresh, spring-ready feel, preparing you for those great days. This month, get Zero Resified. Number one carpet cleaner is Zero Res. Get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, I said it. 25%. They'll handle it all. Carpets, air ducts, upholstery, rugs, hard surfaces. Call Zero Res right now, 287-5727, or go online, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them you want the Hicken or the 1010XL special. They'll take great care of you. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Before you buy that diamond ring at one of those mega national chain jewelry stores, get a second opinion and save money at Beard's Diamonds.
We will beat anybody's price anywhere.
Meet John Lupo, owner of Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections.
We go directly right to the cutters. There is no middlemen, no wholesalers. It goes from the cutter to the consumer.
And John says Beard's selection is second to none.
You'll walk in the store and you'll see more diamonds, more bracelets, more earrings than anywhere in Jacksonville. I guarantee it.
And at Beard's Diamonds, you get a lifetime warranty and a nationwide price protection guarantee.
You can buy with confidence at Beard's. Everything comes with a money-back guarantee, and we will make sure you're 100% satisfied. We stand behind everything all the time.
All this plus no commission salespeople and a total no-pressure experience.
We want you to be a Beard's customer, and we'll do anything to get it.
Beard's Diamonds, a refreshing alternative to mega chain jewelers.
Everybody gets a good deal at Beard's.
Yo, what's happening, folks? ET here for Twin Peaks, which happens to be the best in the game, by the way. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. And it's bigger game days and it's bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that's always coming through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late at night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more. And tell them ET sent you.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight, but it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins. 354-5645.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabot on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
It's heating up at Ride Now Jacksonville. Get water adventure ready with the 2024 Yamaha AR195 boat. With its supercharged engine, innovative design, and water sports features, the Yamaha AR195 is ready for anything you throw at it. Originally $46,000, now just $36,000. Oversized in-floor storage for wakeboards and extra gear, deck and hull design to maximizes space, comfort, and versatility like no other 19-foot boat. Ride Now Jacksonville on Blanding Boulevard. We'll meet or beat any price on all 2024 and prior models.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
A home run! Touchdown! A monster jam!
They make the plays on and off the field. Now get ready for the Lockett Law High School Report. Brought to you by Lockett Law. Know before you blow.
All right, time for our Lockett Law High School Report. I'd like to mention the high school kids. We got a special guest today from all the way out in Middleburg High School, Madison Underwood. Hello, Madison.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations. You're a senior, and you are, heck of a
you got to go through the resume. They got to read through it.
Yeah, I'm looking 154-pound weight class, 6th for traditional FHSAA state championship, 5th for Olympic at FHSAA state, competitive cheer, varsity track, throws the discus. Most importantly, 4.75 GPA. How do you get that 0.75, Madison?
I take dual enrollment in AP classes. So I have a bunch of college credits.
Madison, I always tell the kids this is just your Uncle Dan giving you some advice. Don't hurry through college. It's the greatest time of your life. If you got like 60 credit hours, make sure you get double major so you can stay there for 4 years, 5 years, because it's a lot of fun. You don't want to leave too early.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us about weightlifting.
Well, I've competed in weightlifting for 4 years now on the varsity level.
How did you get into it?
My dad actually was a weightlifting coach back in the day, and he coached our current weightlifting coach, Rhiannon Wisecoff.
Okay.
So that's a cool thing that we get to say that my dad coached her, and now she's coaching me. So maybe one day I'll coach her kids or something.
That's awesome. So tell us what like when you go to these competitions, what is it like? What are the different events that you have to participate in?
Well, we start with the snatch,
Okay.
which is where you pull the bar from the ground all the way above your head first.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we do clean and jerk, and then pause bench press.
Which is, I don't know if this is a question you can answer or if there is a difference, but which of those is the most difficult? And does that depend on the weightlifter, or is it like, in generally accepted that some of those are more difficult than the other? And second, which would be your favorite of those disciplines?
Well, I think it definitely depends on the lifter for which one
Okay.
is
Mhm.
the hardest. Bench press is all arm, so there's not much technique or everything you can do with it. Like, it's pretty much how strong you are.
Okay.
I think snatch is the newest one, so it's one of the more technical lifts, and so that makes it harder for a lot of people. But my personal favorite is clean and jerk because it's simple and it's still technique while also you have to be strong to be able to get high numbers.
Our guest is Madison Underwood from Middleburg High School. She's a senior, and she's a heck of a weightlifter, but she also does. Now, do you enjoy all the different sports that you play? Is there one that you prefer? Weightlifting, track, cheer? What was your favorite?
Absolutely. I love all of them, but weightlifting always will have my heart.
Gets the juices flowing. Is it crazy like at the state competition, everybody yelling and screaming and you're trying to get your personal best and things like that? Is that kind of how that works?
Yes, sir. It's pretty exciting. There's someone always cheering for somebody, and it's really cool when you get down to the state level. Everybody knows each other, so we're all cheering for everybody no matter what team they're on, and always trying to uplift other people.
Now, it says in track you throw the discus. Do you throw the shot put as well or just the discus?
Well, I used to throw the shot put until I injured my shoulder. So I don't throw that anymore.
So you do that spinning and let that discus fly, right?
Sir.
I would always think if I threw the discus cross, it would go hit somebody, go.
I would not want to be if you were throwing the discus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be standing within your periphery.
I mean, there's an art to throwing the discus, isn't there, Madison?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Lots of technique.
Technique is what it's all about.
All this in a 4.75 GPA. Life's too easy for you.
What's your college plans, Madison?
This fall, I'm going to the University of Florida.
Atta girl. So are you celebrating like the rest of us?
Natty champions, Madison.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Oh, hopefully they can get one while you're there. It would have been a lot of fun to be at the O'Connell Center or just go out to San Antonio yourself. Heck, why not? So congratulations. That's what 4.75 GPA students do, Pros. They go to UF, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it takes these days, Dan. That's for sure. Madison, we appreciate it. Congratulations, on your success to this point. And have fun down there in Gainesville, and good luck the rest of the
Madison, you know what you're going to study down there yet?
Hopefully elementary education and child development.
Okay, good. My daughter is a teacher from Florida's elementary education line, so good luck with all that.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
Uh,
All right, that's a Lock of Law High Score brought to you by our friend Lee Lockett. KnowBeforeYouBlow.com. I saw this mock draft that Prisco put out. He has the Jags trading down and taking Tet McMillan, which, I'd be fine with. I loved, though, Kuiper yesterday. I mean, I got giddy. I got excited when I saw.
Because you got both of them.
And I'll be honest with you. I mean, we probably do that because
we know the names. Yeah.
We don't study the film.
Yeah.
But if you give me Mason Graham and Emeka Egbuka, I would be pretty pumped up as well. So either way, be curious to see, though, where Tet McMillan ends up going. And would the Jags be willing to trade down? Now, trading is always about, and they'll always tell you this, let's say you were doing the pre-draft luncheon, and you go, hey, Gladstone, you guys interested in trading down? Well, you need a partner.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you need a partner. Got to have a partner to trade. Takes two to tango.
Well, there should be interest in that 5 pick for either Sanders or Genty. Because both those guys could go there. They could both technically still go to the Raiders.
I'm intrigued by Genty like you. I heard you talking earlier.
I'm just saying I don't have a problem. I'm not saying that I would do it.
The only thing is, man, I loved Lenny Fournette too. Lenny Fournette looked like he was different than everybody else.
Genty is getting ranked as like the best running back to come along.
Yeah.
I mean, the grades are giving this guy, and what they're saying about him, it's good. It's better than Saquon. It's better coming in than anybody, really.
Yeah.
All I would say is this. If I told you with the 5th pick you could have Saquon Barkley, you couldn't run it up there fast enough.
Right.
even though you have needs. But now at the same time, if I told you could have Aaron Donald with the 5th pick, you couldn't run it up there fast enough. So in fairness, you kind of have to reference a statement like that because you would take a superstar at any position.
But the only reason why you'd run up Saquon Barkley right now is based on this last year.
Well,
not based on what he did with the Giants.
No, I'm talking about the position.
He was good, but not like,
right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Isn't Genty like ETN and Bigsby like kind of
together
all in one?
Yeah.
So like, what will we be doing with that running back room?
Well, if Brett draft Genty, then
One of them
ETN
is
is long
right.
gone. Well, ETN is
One of
gone.
them's gone.
Yeah. And it'd be ETN, I would imagine.
Yeah.
The one, is just into the last year of his contract. You could get something for ETN. A 5th, 6th rounder. You could send somebody would want him, would be willing to kick the tires, I promise.
Yeah.
We see how these backs get bounced around the league, don't we?
I'm going to say
Swift and Miles Sanders and these guys, they just bounce everywhere, bro.
Ask you both this question, and then I'll make my prediction. Give me an over-under on Saquon Barkley. Is there a number out already? Can you find
For
that?
what?
Yards rushing this year.
He did what? Almost 2,000 this year?
I would put it
2005. What's the playoffs?
I would put it at 1,500.
Okay. I would run to the window and bet the under.
You'd be betting the injury.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd be betting injury.
I'm betting
That's the problem with the NBA bet. It's really NFL rather. It's probably not prudent to bet long player props in NFL because injuries are too common. That's not a smart play. If you want to do team totals or you want to do game projections on a player, but don't do a player to get X amount of yards in a year because he can be gone week 1, man. They got all of the implied value, Vegas does, because there's a lot of scenarios where guys don't play enough games to get there.
Mm-hmm. I'm just telling
Saquon over, under.
I'm telling you that 345 carries and another 100 in the playoffs.
Sheesh.
445 carries. You go do the studies the year after. He ain't rushing for. He ran for 2,500 yards if you count the playoffs, boys.
No, my thing is like when I say Saquon Barkley, I'm not even talking about the historic season he had. I'm talking about the ability when the ball snapped to hand it to a guy who can do something different from the guys we have. That's what it.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't argue that. I'm just saying I changed topics.
I hear you.
Basically.
So, I just want to. I'm going to not emphasize. Maybe better express where I was coming from on the Gator, on the front court, and on the shooter statement.
Okay.
Elijah Martin shot 35%. Will Richards shot 35.9%.
Okay.
Denzel Aberdeen shot 35%, and Klavjar shot 34%.
Okay.
So point being, if you give Klavjar and Aberdeen, Martin and Richards attempts, you're going to get shooters when it comes to passing in and out. They're not getting players. Now, that's a whole different deal. Walter Clayton, the basketball player, will be unrivaled for the next 100, portal classes, most likely. So when I say with those 4 big men, if you can keep them, just go find some shooters. I guess that's what I mean. In today's college basketball, there were 150 guys that shot 35% from 3 last year. Pluck a couple of those. But what you can't replace is that Clayton ball control. Who's going to do that? You don't want Aberdeen doing that.
Right.
And Clayton's ability to control the ball and ultimately the game out of it. And Clayton also did something that most basketball players can't do. And it's what makes, he's not Steph Curry, but it's what makes Steph and the NBA players special. There aren't many players in college basketball that can get their shot while being defended off the dribble for 3. Most guys are hitting wide open off the break, or they're coming off a screen. Yeah. Not many guys now in the NBA they do it all the time. Not many guys in college basketball can dribble the ball up and while being defended, score.
Shoot it in your face.
Right, score for 3.
So, real quick, and we'll head to break. But I'm looking at this. I just looked up top shooters. One man's top shooters in college basketball last year, going into the year.
Okay.
Number 1, we saw him. He was good the night we played him. Kobe Bria from Kentucky.
Yeah, he was very good.
Transfer from Dayton.
And by the way, Clayton's 38.6. He's special. I'm not talking about all-stars. Bulk shooters. 35% seems to be a realistic expectation if you got the right guys.
Number 2, Mark Sears. Number 3, Peyton Sanford from Iowa. Number 4, Cam Jones from Marquette. Number 5, R.J. Davis from Carolina, L.J. Cryer from Houston, John L. Davis at Arkansas, Trevin Nell from BYU, Matthew Murrell from Ole Miss. Number 10, Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah.
He was down at 10.
Well, he shot 38%, and that's not far off from where he finished.
And I think he's one of the best shooters I've ever seen at Florida.
Especially the defendant.
I'd put him up. Listen,
there's two or
you leave
three.
Lee Humphrey alone, he'll knock him down.
Yeah.
You leave Frazier alone, he would knock him. This guy created.
Kenyon Weeks is another one.
This guy would take the ball.
The creativity
with somebody
part,
on me, and I'll get you a 3 when you need a 3. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more. This is The Drill. 8 o'clock hour next.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Mess with black and teal, and you'll be black and blue when the day is through. 1010XL. Home of the Jaguars.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. I've talked about Beaches Dermatology for quite some time now because they're the best. Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery. Man, nobody does it better. Staff at Solana Road, terrific folks. That's the one I go to. But everywhere else, they have Beaches Dermatology locations. Also terrific people. They take great care of you. In fact, voted one of the top workplaces of 2025 via the Jacksonville Business Journal. So congratulations for that. But I just want to remind you, man, as we head into the springtime, protect your skin. Protect your skin from the sun, man. Protect those ears, especially. Long sleeve dry fits, man. Important sunscreen. If something shows up, go get it checked out. Don't wait. Just go online. Best way to do it. Find the location closest to you at beachesdermatology.com. That's beachesdermatology.com.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Legends are made and history is written at Augusta.
It's been one of the greatest days in Masters history.
Catch Masters updates on 1010XL. Served up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Tax season is here, and your refund can go further at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Put the extra cash to work by investing in your vehicle, whether it's overdue maintenance, brake repairs, or new tires. Their skilled technicians will help you get the most out of every dollar. With 5 Jacksonville locations, fair prices, and trusted service, Big Chief Tire has everything you need to hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #Frozen Frenzy.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving that we all accepted as normal? That's gone for me now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, nah, I'm good. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo is on his way, and you can lose whatever you want to lose. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by Baker Glass. The Florida baseball team is back in the win column after chomping down on number 9 Florida State last night to secure the season series. Brendan Lawson led the way for the Gators, drilling a 3-run homer and RBI double to finish with a team-high 4 RBI. Colby Shelton finished 2 for 4 and posted his 18th multi-hit game while scoring 1 run. When the rivals met last month in Duval, the Seminoles dominated by 4 runs to tie the season series. But with last night's win, Florida has now won 7 of the last 8 season series against FSU. The Gators will look to extend the streak tomorrow as they open a 3-game series against Missouri. Catch live coverage at 7 on 1010 a.m. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 60 degrees at 8 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fellas, you got a great sound.
I got a fever. Only prescription is more cowbell.
25 years ago.
Golly, 25 years. Did you ever watch the Skinny?
I saw this before.
Yeah, okay.
I saw it before.
He's going to come in here. I love when the sweater starts creeping up the belly.
You know, that it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Don't blow this for us, Gene!
Could be so selfish, Gene.
Can I just say one thing?
Say it, baby. Just say it. Say it, baby.
I'm staring at rock legend Bruce Dickinson.
The cock and a walk, baby.
And if Bruce Dickinson wants more cowbell, we should probably give him more cowbell.
Say it, baby.
And Bobby, you are right. I am being selfish. But the last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
And I'd be doing myself a disservice and every member of this band if I didn't perform the hell out of this.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah, 25 years ago.
What makes it, though, is the Will Ferrell visual, too.
Yeah, when he goes crazy.
Short, tight shirt, heater hanging out.
Belly button all out.
Yeah, it keeps creeping higher and higher the whole time. All those names you mentioned, Hick, about about those great shooters.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, they nailed it pretty good from this standpoint. You take away, I got a Belmont, I got a Lafayette, I got a Western Illinois, I got a North Dakota State, I got a William and Mary, I got a Sam Houston State. But when you get, Kobe Brea, shot 43%. He was 9th in the country. LJ Cryer shot 42.4%. He was 16th in the country. So some of those shooters. And then Clayton wasn't that far down. I mean, his bottom line, when there are a lot of guys, it's hard to differentiate between 38 and, 38.5 and 40.2.
Yeah.
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 But the backcourt certainly has to be replaced. And I think if you're Todd Golden and the Gators, you keep that front court in place, man. You got a very, very, very high floor. I mean, I would love to wager Sweet 16 right now, sight unseen. I'd say that. I think that you just crossed a big, big plateau as a program with what just happened. And I don't feel like we're some run of the mill like Virginia here today, gone tomorrow.
No, I don't think so.
Virginia just won a national title a few years ago, and they can't make the NIT.
Well, it's Wednesday at the Masters, which means it's a par 3 day. Last night was the Masters Champions Dinner. So you get the annual photo. I saw Tiger was not there this year. But a lot of the golfers were. And I always get a kick out of seeing, like, who's there and who's – because I remember, like, Freddie Couples is right next to Phil Mickelson. And recently, I think they were sniping at each other. And, so you always have a little bit of that. And then I look at this picture and I wonder, gosh, I wonder if, like, Rory's ticked because he's not in that picture yet.
Yeah.
Like, Rory should be in that picture. And then you see some of these guys, you see John Rahm and you see Jack sitting up front next to Ray Floyd and Craig Stadler's in there and Ben Crenshaw. And just the years go by, man. And you see him and DJ in the back and Nick Faldo and John Rahm and
Crenshaw gave me
O'Meara.
Crenshaw gave me a little of that Bob Barker shock syndrome at one point.
White hair.
Well, you just didn't see him for a while. Then you see him one day. My God, he was 100 years older.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes at you fast. Our boy Mickelson's in some kind of midlife crisis.
Man,
the way
he's
he's
just
dressing and acting and weird.
Yeah.
Just acting like he's 25. It's embarrassing.
I don't know what he's
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, get control of your guy. Call him and tell him, you're 55 years old, dude. I mean, just stop acting and dressing like you're 30. Just quit it. You've ruined enough already. Stop it.
I don't think there's enough stories in golf when we keep revisiting the Colin Morikawa not talking.
Yeah, I don't get it. But they're wrong. Rory and Morikawa, they're all wrong. You're all a bunch of spoiled little babies.
Well, he said the tour doesn't require him to talk.
It's not about requiring, Rory.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why shame on any of us for caring which of you entitled spoiled brats got the most money in the golf split, man.
Yeah.
The list of most overpaid athletes in the world based on what they do and who they are just came out. And guess where it's top? Golf. Yes, it's my list. You bet it is.
Yeah.
You golfers are something else, man.
Yeah.
You've basically taken the equivalent of chess and made it $1 billion entity.
Yeah.
Stop it. Quit it.
There's something that happened in baseball last night that needs to be discussed. It was unbelievable. 2 college programs meeting each other, both in the thralls of losing like you've never seen before.
Oh, the Gators must be involved then.
No, the Gators beat FSU last night.
Wow. How'd that happen?
Yeah. Took 2 out of 3.
See, you FSU fans, you can't get all mad and, all right, Florida beats FSU, you're all over it. FSU wins, you don't mention it. Oh, there you go. 8:15, Nick makes the show. Okay.
Tori was talking about it. So.
Okay.
But this is bigger than that.
Okay. 2 losing college baseball programs.
This is Lehman College against Yeshiva University.
Okay.
Doubleheader. Lehman had lost 42 in a row when they met. But old Yeshiva was at 99.
I was going to say, man, and I don't mean to stereotype, but if I got to break my losing streak, bring in Yeshiva. Give me a good start.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeshiva College?
Well,
I think I got a good start there.
Lehman rallied back late in the first game. It was a twin bill, so you only play 7 innings in the first game. Lehman came back and won with some late runs, hit by pitch, stuff like that. But then Yeshiva, at 100 straight games, won the second game.
The fix is on, dude.
To break the losing streak.
Yeah, the fix is on. I got 42-game losing streak against 99. I think they agreed. Let's both end our losing streaks.
Great moments.
There you go.
It happened. So
I have
good stuff.
Yeah, that is that's good. I have a question for you guys to guess and answer, and then we'll head off to break.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the answer man.
They now have a tracker on the range at Augusta at the Masters. Can tell you how many balls pros hit. In other words, all the guys go on the range, when they leave, you know how many balls they hit.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
he hit 12 balls.
Yeah, Rory hit 48, or Scotty hit 16 or 70, whatever it is.
Okay.
The most balls hit by a golfer yesterday. What do you guys think the number is? Guy goes out to the range, work on his game, probably played a practice round. Like, how many balls are they hitting?
I'm gonna say 500.
No.
Oh, that's way too much.
Way too much?
Yeah. Way.
I'd say a hundo.
A hundo is a lot. It's more than that.
Okay.
201 golf balls.
That's somebody's not feeling good about their game.
It's exactly right. And by the way, this person would fit into that exactly. So let me give you just a couple of quick clues. I think you can get who it is.
Okay.
That 201 golf balls. I would say this year, maybe this time just last year, this guy would have been a hot sleeper pick to win the Masters.
Wow.
He had won a couple of times. He looked like he was one of those young golfers on the rise.
Okay.
He won at Riviera.
Okay.
He won. I think he's won again.
Is it Ludwig?
No, it's a good guess. He won it not this year. If last year he would have been a story on. He would have made Bolton's power rankings.
Is it Sam Burns eats worms?
That's a good. You've got struggling golfers who have been out. There's a guy on the struggle bus more than those guys, and has been all year. The guy's been invisible all year, and a year ago he was. Wyndham Clark is another one that falls to the cat. That's another one. It's not him. And when I say this, you go, oh, yeah, of course. He may be so out of sight, out of mind now that you're having a hard time.
Is it Patty Camplay?
No, he's been much better than this guy.
Okay.
This guy's been terrible. Like misses cuts, and he's on YouTube. He doesn't have his own channel. He's appeared on the boys' YouTube channels. He may have been on the Ryder Cup team. Max Homa. That's the guy. Doesn't he fit all those clues?
Yes.
201 golf balls yesterday. I'm not sure that's the answer, Maxie. Not sure that's the answer. Let's take a quick
Maxie's grinding
timeout. It is a Beach Rose Plumbing Wednesday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. In your car or out of your car.
Get me out of this car.
Take 1010XL with you wherever you go.
We're online and ready.
By downloading our free 1010XL app. Available for all smartphones and tablets.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love it. You shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did.
The love that a little box from Beard's Diamonds can hold is something that those big box jewelry stores can't understand. As Town Center's only locally owned jeweler with international connections, Beard's Diamonds knows that our little boxes are full of promises, celebrations, milestones, and magic. Big box jewelers only have big overhead and big markups, but Beard's Diamonds sees the big picture of the little box. That's why you can look to us for a great selection of dazzling diamonds and designer jewelry, and a listen-first approach to helping you turn what's in a little box into a big part of your special someone's life. Come experience the local, loyal, and helpful difference of Beard's Diamonds in Town Center. When it comes to helping you celebrate with beautiful jewelry, Beard's Diamonds thinks outside the big box stores. And that makes a big difference. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
The magical basketball ride continues for Gators fans this weekend, and now you can remember all 34 Gators wins with a full-size Season to Remember basketball for only $149.95, featuring scores of every game along with embossed logos, championship history, and more on panels of the ball. Order now. Get one of only 5,000 licensed balls. Call 800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or visit nikcosports.com.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists, and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
Join me, Max Fink, as I keep a close eye on everything that happens in Gator Nation.
The Gator Report, polished up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Spring has sprung, and if it's selling season for you, then I've got just the ticket. It's Chad and Sandy at ChadandSandy.com, the local real estate experts that you can trust for the sale of your home. Rates are down. Activity is up now. Best time in years to sell your home. Some houses, though, still sitting on the market. Hiring an expert who can maximize equity and minimize hassle, that's the key. That expert, those agents, I recommend to sell your home. Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you want guaranteed no hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Your family's growing. You need more space. Whatever your reasons, don't have to look at them as problems because Chad and Sandy deliver promises. The local real estate experts that you can trust with the sale of your home. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. What are you waiting for? Call the local experts today, 414-6200 or ChadandSandy.com.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Welcome back. A couple other sports notes from last night that I just want to gloss over real quick. It's kind of cool. First off, the Lakers are playing toe-to-toe with OKC. They had like a back-to-back, and Luka got ejected with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Weak.
For barking at a fan. I don't know what that was all about.
You're not.
That was a boo-boo.
Somebody sent in at least like the ruling. You can kick a guy out if he cusses a fan. If he doesn't cuss a fan, you can't. You're not allowed to legislate against a player talking with a fan.
Right.
That's not a referee's job. That's not that. The league could come back and say, hey, then and fine you. But a referee's job is not to penalize a guy for his trash talk with fans.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And the Lakers are a team now that I heard Wendy the other day say the thing about the Mavericks. He goes, the malpractice in that trade is to not get Austin Reeves in that deal, and he's right. I mean, that's just going to go down as the dumbest trade in the history of the NBA. I just can still scratch my head over the fact that the Lakers got Luka.
Well, it's not. I don't. It's just as simple as pie. It's a definitely 100%. They can deny it until ever. It's a league mandated move.
Yeah.
League. That's 100%. Man, you can laugh all you want.
How much
the league moved him there?
How much did they?
Yeah.
How much did the league give the GM to ruin his
I don't
reputation?
know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
He'll
about-
never coach.
yeah.
Never do this again.
I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. That's a foot soldier. I don't care about the Mavs GM. I want Luke in L.A.
And here's a sporting event that neither you nor Jeff would pay a lick of attention to, but you probably saw the headline. But you're playing a hockey game, and it's 5-2, and there's a minute to go. 5-2, there's a minute to go. It's over. This never has happened in the history of the NHL.
It's the wildest comeback in history.
And
Last night, by the way, we're
Vancouver Canucks put the biscuit in the basket with a minute to go. 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. Oh, it's 5-3. It's still, they score a goal there, they hardly celebrate. Okay? It's 5-3. Well, 30 seconds later, empty net, which means you pull your goalie so you have an extra attacker, so you have 6 on 5. It's 5-4 with 28.4 ticks left. Okay? Now you're like, okay, well, probably lose, but at least we got a couple goals. Well, you get the puck down in their zone again with an empty net, and somehow, some way, you put the biscuit in the basket with 5 seconds to go, and we're tied at 5. Now, that goes to overtime. In overtime, we play, I think it's 4-on-4, which is wide open, man. 4-on-4 overtime is cool hockey.
All right.
And you don't want to blow that. And with a minute to go in overtime, you get the game winner. You beat them 6-5. Incredible. That's an incredible moment in the sport of hockey.
Almost as bad as Duke's choke job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, puke.
Yeah. We got to spin the wheel, man. We need the Googans to
By the
start.
way, we really missed a.
I should
we
never
missed
say.
a-
I should not have said
Thank you,
that.
E.
I think we were right, and we missed.
What's that?
We let a big steaming cauldron of stress go
Yes.
unmentioned on Monday.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, I thought it.
God bless you guys. God bless you.
I still have to
I
visually
would
look. I still have to visually look at it. I
would
it's not
not
a
have
mistake
known
that I
it.
play.
I would
that
not
make
have
usually.
known it had I not seen the email.
Yeah,
From Taylor.
Because you two both said.
yeah, but
hey.
ours didn't match exactly on Taylor's thing.
Yes, they
though.
did.
Not mine to you guys though.
Well, did you change yours? Me and
No.
he just turned in the same
I
sheet.
turned in the same one
So
too.
if it doesn't matter the points, if the sheet says you're tied, you're tied.
Yeah, I got to look at y'all's sheets again. But I think what we did is we mistook Duke losing as to he can't win outright. But he could have tied and Florida lost, and the
I would've
tiebreaker
lost.
would have been you lost. But we were under the impression that it didn't matter what happened that night. And I think that's inaccurate, actually. But I don't care now, and it doesn't matter. We would have been a real fun Monday. And
Yes. We blew the Monday.
Yeah, we would have turned up the ratchet. It all comes down to tonight, Dan. If Florida doesn't win, he loses.
And I picked my alma mater,
Right.
and oh my God.
And it would have went all the way down to the. Oh,
And E would have been feeling much better than he was Monday. He was in a funk.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I still am.
But the good news overall is that, I don't have to spin the wheel. That's one bit of good news out of this. And so, Googans, we're going to need you to light up the board here.
Yeah, I'm not keeping up with it this time. You got to keep up with it. It's too much on the text line. Or, Hick, you do it on the text line.
I'll be glad to do it.
Yeah. Y'all write them down.
One other NBA
It's too
note.
much, Daniel.
And then we got Murph in here, and we'll do the Power Hour brought to you by ITP Partners. But I feel like the Knicks threw everything they had at Boston last night at home to get a win, just to prove to themselves we can beat this team.
I will say this. Your Knicks are in a place where my Hawks have spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
Where you get good,
Yeah.
you're knocking on the door, and you make a move, and you want to be the Celtics in the den, and then you just never are. But I'm not saying the Knicks won't be.
Yeah.
It'll be hard.
Yeah.
But I've played that game. I remember the year it came down to the end. The Hawks had the best record in the league, and they played Cleveland with LeBron.
Yeah.
And it was the year Cleveland ultimately won it. Hawks lost to Cleveland in the East Finals. First time they ever made the finals in the East, by the way. First time ever.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
And they played a game about this time of the year against the Cavs. And I was like, and it even may have involved some home court advantage. And, I was like, and they beat them, and you get all excited. And then they swept us 4-0 in the finals. It's like, what am I even?
Kristaps hit one basically from the logo that buried us in overtime. And
Did you
had a
see
big night.
Did you boys see the video that came out of the Iowa women and men scrimmaging each other, and Caitlin Clark is hitting these 30-foot bombs
I did see that,
left
yeah.
and right. She scored 22 points in 4 minutes against the Iowa men.
Yeah.
But the shots were just insane. They were like off balance. Like the guy would get ticked, he'd guard her further, she'd shoot it further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Play and Murph. We'll just touch base with them, and then we'll go to break, and we'll go from there.
Welcome to the Daniel Murphy Power Hour.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. That ball's well hit to right. I mean, really well hit to right. That ball is gone. Daniel Murphy has struck again. Daniel Murphy has homered for the 5th straight postseason game.
Presented by ITP Partners on 1010XL.
Yes, sir. What's up, Murph?
What up, Hick?
You all right?
Doing good.
I just bring you in with this. I'm looking at this. I follow a million Mets sites. Guys who I want playing second base for the Mets right now, ranked. You're number 5.
Oh.
They want you up in New York playing right now, Murph. His second base is not. It's sort of been our boy Brett Beatty's off to a terrible start.
Yeah, he's got a rough start going.
Which is, I mean, I felt bad for the kid yesterday because it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't matter because
No.
he knows McNeil's coming.
Yeah.
And he knows he better start hitting. And if you don't hit, you're headed back to AAA because he's the guy. He's the left-handed bat. McNeil they'll keep Acuna for his running.
Yeah.
You know?
Acuna's better on defense
Yeah.
since Beatty just got to the position. And unfortunately with Brett, he's done this before where he started slower than you want. And you just don't want to be in the bushes.
No.
Once you've been in the big leagues.
What does
it's
that
tough.
cold weather do to hitting? You hate it, or did it bother you?
I didn't enjoy it. I prefer the warm weather.
It was real. It's like they moved the game up yesterday because it was going to be so cold.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that in a regular season game.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that either. I thought there was rain.
Back in the old days, they played in the snow.
Yeah.
No, suck it up.
It was snowing in Colorado last week.
Not a record done that too. Yeah, it's all right. There's good snow and those Christmas trees out there in Sarasota.
It is chilly.
Ooh.
I had a great idea for a bit, Hick, that I can't execute because of the job that I have. It's just it would be impossible for me to do because as I said to you yesterday, and I said it like fully genuine, and I'm not talking about for a couple days. I'm not watching an inning of those sorry afraids for a long time.
Not won last night.
I watched them a little bit last night.
I'm not saying that I won't check the score. I won't watch the highlights.
Yeah.
I'm not watching a live inning of those jackasses for a while.
Right.
But it would be a great bit if I came in every morning and let E unveil to me whether or not the Braves won or lost.
Yeah, like a mystery
Yeah,
box.
get an instant reaction. But I can't prepare for the show without at least knowing if they won or lost.
You'll run into
It's
it.
impossible.
I
Right?
can tell you what I've been doing to some of the Braves fans I know. I like to poke.
Sure.
So when they're up by 1 last inning and Iglesias is coming in, so I text some of my Braves fans.
Yeah.
The way this team is playing, there's no doubt the tie and run is getting to the plate in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be Bryce Harper's the tie and run, but he ended up getting on. The Braves won, obviously, but I'm a poke. I like to poke.
I would encourage you, since it's like the first game they've won all year, go ahead and run some of that tonight, too.
Well, you can
Maybe
win a
that
series
helps.
tonight. Now, this is the fun part about baseball. Even starting this slow, well, that's a you thing. They still got like
That is a
150
you
to
thing.
go.
You're right. 100%. You think they're going to the playoffs? You still think they're a playoff team?
Well, obviously, I picked them to win the division. How could I?
You picked them to win the division a week ago. I want the truth test with the little fire to your feet. Do you think they're going to the playoffs as we sit here today? Yeah, 162 don't lie. Does 10? You're telling me 10 don't?
I'm
Heck, this is the point I tried to get out of you.
I'm-
I didn't pick them to the playoffs. He told me.
I'm concerned about when the players come back. Like I am. This is a slow start, but to dig your way out of it,
You know how many 0-7s have made the playoffs, Daniel?
I said 0.
Yeah,
right?
that'd
How
be
many?
none.
Like 2 of them finished above 500.
Is that a hit?
Something 2 or 4 of the 28 or 30.
All right. Well, we're playing 20%.
Like
What
I
does that
stole
get
that from you.
About 36, 40?
Let's do some ball talk when we get back with Daniel. And
That's it. I'll let
more.
you guys have some fun with some winners.
Here on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
I'm Brett Musburger on the heartbeat of the First Coast, 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving that we all accepted as normal? That's gone for me now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, But here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, nah, I'm good. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo is on his way, and you can lose whatever you want to lose. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
Mia here. I've got a question for you. Have you ever wondered why buy from Arlington Toyota? I'll tell you why. How about over 800 vehicles in one location? Or how about this reason why? 60-day exchange. That's 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. You even get Arlington's lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. Why buy from Arlington? Because right now you can get financing as low as 0% on select new models. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think that kind of the same way. We pay a lot of money monthly, right? Those premiums add up. If something happens, we need you. You best be there. Well, Craig and Chris Kaprosky take that tenfold, right? They're there for you if you need them. Listen, with Goosehead Insurance, something happens, they get you your information immediately because they know, they understand. It's customer service. They don't take it lightly. If they don't answer the phone, they call you right back. Again, customer service. So whether it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, Kaprosky's will be there for you in your time of need. How do I know this? I speak from experience. They've taken care of me and my children throughout the years. Get an insurance checkup today. Easy to get a hold of them. Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at goosehead.com or call 478-8422, 478-8422. Craig and Chris Kaprosky, part of the Goosehead family, part of our family as well.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Attention Florida homeowners, for 1 month only. Save big with Renewal by Anderson. Get $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, call now and ask about our brand new Ensemble entry door system. But hurry, this limited time offer won't last. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com today to schedule your free design consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. Renewal by Anderson, your trusted window and door experts. Superior products, exceptional service. License number CGC 1527613.
Every morning that you wake up in a pest-free home is a good morning. And with Florida Pest Control's Pest-Free 365 Plus, you can. It's more than just a pest control or preventative maintenance plan. It's Florida Pest Control's promise that we'll be there providing pest-free living for your family all year long. To learn more about Pest Free 365 Plus and to get your free quote, give us a call or visit flapest.com today and choose Pest Free Living with Florida Pest Control.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
This is Dr. George Bari, inviting you to look online at bariorthopedics.com for the latest in medical advancements when it comes to getting you back to full joint health. After studying under Dr. James Andrews, I know proper diagnosis is the first key to treatment, and educating the patient is the fastest path to recovery. Whether it's chronic back pain, nagging arthritis, or necessary joint replacement, we're here to serve you in the best possible way. We are Bari Orthopedics, and online at bariorthopedics.com.
Find out more at bariorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. You're listening to the Daniel Murphy Power Hour, presented by ITP Partners on 1010XL.
Now we're talking about the Final Four with Murph and the just going to these games, the memories that you can create, especially if you have sons who are into it.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, like, you provided us, like, going to New York just for that Philly series was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And sitting in the outfield was great with both of my sons, sitting with you and watching Lindor hit a great out. Well, I'll remember that for the rest of my life just because of the joy in my son's face.
I think that
they don't get that all the time, you know?
Maybe me as a athlete or performer, kind of forget that just that relationship, as much fun as I have with my son going to chase the Jaguars, that you can kind of give that to other people in their families.
Yes.
And I had that with my dad when Kentucky won the national championship in '98. They beat Duke after being down, I don't know, it was like 16 with like 9 minutes left. Like, it was a lot down in Tampa. And me and my old man were down there when the Trop still had a roof on it, and we went down there and watched Kentucky in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four.
And you're a different, I mean, we love you. You're a different kind of athlete. You relate more to us. But I do think, like, because you enjoy the ball talk, but I do think that, like, when you first started coming in here, you saw something that you don't normally see because you're with the players. But you saw the passion that, like, me and Pross have for baseball.
Yes.
And the way we love to talk and follow and hot stove and whatever, the games. I mean, so while for us it's a huge treat to have you around, I think that you could see how much, and it makes you understand what it means to us too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is to like a real fan, like a fanatic of a team is different than how I consume my baseball. I was a fanatic of playing baseball.
Yes.
Not that other people are not. I didn't pick the Braves when I was growing up, kind of like I like them and I cheered for them because they were on and I did enjoy watching them. But when I think about my baseball, I want to go play. Like, I was fanatical about hitting,
which is awesome.
And then, but you'll get the same, people who are just love the Mets, love their Braves, can have these memories from growing up, and then you come along and you're like, well, I'll put the colors on and see if I can make some memories for you. Our ball club together, and away we go. I mean, I think about it with my son. We went to the Jaguars game. We get a chance in Kansas City, and then we get a chance to do opening day a couple times.
Yeah.
It takes me back to when my dad hooked me out of school and we got to go chase the Wildcats down.
Yeah, and those are things that you remember. So when you have those opportunities, because we were talking, like, we were out on a golf trip in Arizona, but like 6 of us made the stop off in San Antonio to watch that game. And 2 of them, like, one had his son at Florida, so he flew his son in. The other had his son who's grown, and they met up. And those are he ends up at the Westin on the 8th floor, same floor as Todd Golden, and getting on the elevator with him, coach, and he's a nut, so he's going to get selfie, that kind of stuff.
Well, Golden's also a nut, so maybe they just have a little nut fest.
And maybe they did. But anyway.
Not a nut. He's very excitable. Yes. He's young. He's a young dude. He looks like he could have passed as a player with that hat on backwards and that net around his neck.
He's a heck of a coach, too, man. You got to give that guy credit.
Not a good night for Aces last night. They got banged around. Wheeler and Sale both got banged around in Atlanta last night. And the first sign of kryptonite for the guy that did Paul Skeens have a bad outing all year last year? I feel like he never
Not like
gave
that,
up.
I don't think.
Yeah, he got pounded last night. Career worst 5 runs and a loss to the Cardinals. Who has the advantage early in the year? Pitchers or hitters?
Pitchers.
For sure.
It's cold, and we haven't had as many at bats. And when the weather warms up, that's when they get tuned up.
Yeah. I saw some hit in City last night. I'm like, oh, and no chance.
It's just
the wind was.
It's cold out there.
Oh,
man. You can see it. It's a fun time of year because, like in Detroit and Chicago, they're running these day games.
Yeah.
Because it's so cold, so you get a little matinee baseball at
Which
1
is
o'clock
good.
in the background for a pastime if you want. And so I've been watching some of those games. Right now it's pitchers. Like it's just because when it's cold, you want to secure the barrel a little bit more because when you get it off the barrel, if you hit it at the end of one of those torpedo bats right now, like you gonna remember it for.
It's
a long
so funny
time.
you say that because you know why what some of the reasons they are attributing Skeen's struggles to last night, pitching in the cold weather. I mean, they want it both ways, don't they? And we should also remind folks that unlike Chris Sale, who I don't think has gotten anybody out this year, Skeens was very good his first two starts.
Yeah.
I don't think he got the win against the Marlins. He overpowered them. And the Rays, I think, wasn't it?
Guys, I got to tell you, I've watched the Miami Marlins the last 2 days. The fact that they've won 5 games is incredible.
Yeah,
I think they're I'm sorry. I will test you right now because I know you can't name one player on the Marlins.
Nah, Jazz Chisholm don't play for them anymore.
Yeah, right. There's some guy, Paulie at third. I don't know any of these guys, dude.
Alcantara would be the Sandy Alcantara is their most.
Who's going to
player.
get traded?
He's going to get traded. Yes.
This team is worse than. I'm telling you guys right now. I watched their two. They're White Sox. They're White Sox light.
Mm-hmm.
They are terrible. They can't field. They can't pitch.
Their skipper's getting blown up too right now.
Gary killed the skipper yesterday.
Their new manager.
So
who is the skipper of the Marlins?
Clayton McCullough.
Yeah,
never heard of him.
The Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers.
Okay, so
I should have picked the Dodgers, man. Whenever I first came on the drill 3 years ago, I should have picked the Dodgers.
So let me ask you this, Pros. First and third, 1 out, and Soto's up.
First and third, 1 out. Soto's up. Okay.
You walk Soto to load him.
On purpose they did?
Yeah, intentionally walk him. To pitch to Alonso. And you bring the infield
and then they pinched in the infield.
Now,
you're not a double play dad.
I just don't. I mean, I don't want to talk anymore about that. That is, you should be fired that night.
But right now, like when I was with the Angels in AAA, like the data and the statistics say, the numbers say you should bring the infield in every time.
Really?
No matter what. And I disagree with that because in the postseason last year, I don't know if it was the Orioles or somebody.
You're right. They did. They brought him in and
like every time. But they had gone it was like the game started and 4 straight batters had got on base and they brought the infield in. And I'm thinking,
I remember that. It was the game was in Baltimore. Wasn't it?
The numbers may say do this, but what I'm saying is you have 0 outs.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah, you got to get an out.
I need an out. I need to know what it feels like.
Well, you got a slow runner, and Alonso is the bigger reason there. Now, if you got a real fast runner and you want to get the guy at home, to me, you only bring the infield in if you're going home.
Daniel.
Am I missing something?
Yeah.
Right?
Daniel.
So, and in this position with 1 out, the only reason you're walking Soto is to get the double play. It's the only reason you're walking him.
That's what I thought.
So
that's what Gary thought.
In the world, to the point, and I know that sometimes I can overreact. I literally would have fired my manager at the end of the game. I would have brought him in, and I said, "We got first and third. I
would have too, but he's won 5 games with that ball club, which is amazing. Look, we may lose today. I don't know, but I'm just telling you, Daniel, those pitchers are throwing fastballs at like 88, 89.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what I'm watching there. I mean, it's not good. And the one kid, he literally 11 batters in a row, 1-0. 1-0.
He didn't get strike
1-0. 1-0.
He wouldn't like it out at the Blue Claws game because all you hear from me is, get you strike 1. Come on, get strike 1.
Are you guys going to play the Marlins like 70, 80 times this year?
I hope so.
I mean, I feel like every time I turn on the scoreboard, you play. Is this the second series already?
Yeah.
And you play in every game it's played, right? You played them like 5 or 6 times.
Just in between.
The good news is at the end of the year when we need to make up ground, and I've frustrated everybody so bad by burying them in April and being suddenly unsurprised when they're winning in August, is it'll be extra frustrating because you won't have the Marlins. Well, we get to play the Marlins.
Yeah, they'll be.
We won't see the Marlins again.
Alcantara as well.
Yeah, we won't see the Marlins again until we skipped him in this one because he had a paternity leave or something.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
we got him.
But is that who beat you?
Oh, actually, we were
No, you didn't
We were,
get him.
we were supposed to get him Sunday.
Okay.
And it got rained out.
Okay. But anyway, we
lost
won't
to
see him
Miller.
again until August. It's weird. They do that. So we play the Braves not till June.
Yeah, so,
You'll have your
sometimes
guys back.
It kind of, if I'm guessing and looking at it and
I
haven't
mean, you
looked
got
at
the
it
A's
closely.
next, man. I mean, good grief. Y'all are going to be 12, 20, and 3.
That'd be good.
Getting minor league teams to start this season with.
Yeah, you really,
The,
I mean, you got the Phillies in April 21st is like the first real. Is Toronto any good this year? That's good. It's a fortunate schedule to start. Yeah, start at Houston.
But they kind of stacked the division games up. Like, I feel like they would try to do them some at the beginning and then at the end as well, too, for the division.
Daniel, you played in the league a long time. The Braves and Mets have a pretty hardy rivalry. Does it make sense to you that they don't play until June? Is that a mistake?
I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
I think the division team should.
Like
when
once a month, circle back and see him.
In 16 with the Nats, the first time we went and played the Mets was like the middle of May. It was like May 10th. We went almost 6 weeks without playing a division team. I like playing the division teams. It's tasty.
Yeah, you're gonna have that'll be a
but
little,
there's less games now since they've gone to the NBA
here's
model
a stretch for the Mets
against division teams.
Tuesday, June 17th, you go 3 at Atlanta, and then you play 3 at Philly, and then you're back home for 4 with Atlanta. Of course, the Braves are the Marlins, so that's, in other years, that'd be a real dramatic stretch.
The Rangers are off to a nice start.
The Texas Rangers?
Yeah.
Is that sarcastic?
No.
They're 8-3, right? Didn't I say that?
I think they lost yesterday, but I think they're off to a good start. I think the Cubs have kind of gained some
picked the
ground.
Rangers, actually.
Yeah.
Cubs are off to a good start.
I saw, what did you think of two plays? Robles.
Oh, yeah.
Were you with Robles?
Yeah, we played together in D.C. Mm-hmm. He was he's like one of our top prospects.
Did you see is his name Derek Hill for the Marlins? Something Hill, center fielder.
Okay. Oh, I saw the catch that he went, like full extension where he
he dove into the
almost
gap.
kissed the wall.
That's one of the best catches I've ever seen. He caught it in the
great catch.
in the heel.
Yeah, he dove in the
But
gap.
he,
see that.
he plays the most shallow center.
Yeah, that's what that was.
He went
listening to the
110 feet, they
broadcast
said.
on
Is that a lot? 110 feet, they said he
Yeah.
went.
I mean, he hauled he went a long way, dude. And he caught it like right here.
Yeah.
In
Right
the heel.
palm.
Yeah. And he almost somehow snared it, and then he pulled it out with his hand to show that he had caught it, because I was afraid he probably thought he was going to drop it.
Yeah.
But that was a unbelievable
It was a
catch.
great catch. When you
So we'll give him credit for that. But Robles ran a long way without any. I mean, and he's hurt. He might be out
did
for
his
the
shoulder.
year.
It looks like they said at least 12 weeks.
Yeah. So that's terrible. And then I don't know what Trout was doing last night over there in right field. Did you see that
Dodgers
one?
have lost 3 in a row.
Well, he totally whiffed on one.
How's Trout doing so far?
I don't
Is he
know.
hitting?
I haven't looked. I had the Orioles on last night. They were playing the Diamondbacks. I like to poke a little bit. So Ethan Holiday came up with the bases loaded and 1 out, and I was like, well, I played against his old man. I bet he's watching this ball game. So I poked him a little bit. He ended up hitting a sac fly on a wild play that he hits the ball to left with the bases loaded. And the left fielder Gurriel makes this catch sliding, and then he comes up, twirls around, and throws it to like the popcorn vendor. Like, he just sends it. The third base runner, he ends up tagging up and scoring, but the second base runner and the runner on first didn't tag, and so they just keep running around, and so they're at third. Balls bounce around all over the place, and ends up being go and tag the runner at third to finish the inning. But they get the run because it's a tag play and not a first and not a force play. And so I was texting Matt Holliday. I was like, "That was a good at bat." And
I'll give you guys a quick current events quiz, but you got to close.
Before you do, Trout, good news, 3 home runs, 8 RBI.
Okay.
Bad news, 171.
Oh, and the worst news is that because of where he plays, no one was aware of any of those numbers until now.
Yeah,
that's the worst news. Just a quick pop quiz here. If you could just tell me the 3 2-8 teams in baseball, if you were. There's three teams in the Colorado Rockies.
White Sox.
The White Sox, right. And then the third P in the pod at 2-8.
Oh, the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves. There you go. That's the company you keep, baby. White Sox, Rockies, Braves. Go ball.
9 o'clock nasty next.
You have arrived at your destination.
And you were meant to be here.
This is 1010XL.
This is your time.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Summer in Jacksonville. Sun's out, flip-flops on, and whoa! Well, there goes Uncle Bob into the pool again. Protect your pool deck with Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings keep you on your feet, not on your backside. Durable, stylish, and way cheaper than an ER visit. Don't Slip Deck Coatings even has indoor options so your kitchen floor isn't a skating rink. Call 904-466-1839 for a free quote and follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
Draft season is here, and so is Mia's Mock Draft Mondays. And this year, we're powered by One Night Taco Stand. Each week, I'll unveil a new set of possible targets for the big cats on the 1010XL social channels and 1010XL.com. Let's talk about it on 1010XL.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can stand, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can stand, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day, any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. Doc T said, Hick, I'm going into concierge medicine. I said, oh, gosh, what's concierge medicine, Doc? He said, that's where I have fewer patients so I can practice more medicine. In other words, if you're not feeling well, you call me up, come see me, get you in right away. I said, I like that. He said, if you got a medical emergency, you call me and I'll tell you what to do anytime. I said, I like that. It's kind of like being a member of an exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. As far as doctors, I can't say enough good things about Rick Townsend. Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest, been my doctor for decades. So whether it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screens, referrals to specialists, hospital follow-ups, I go on and on. Doc T's got you covered. So if you got questions, just go to mypvconcierge.com. That's mypvconcierge.com for all your answers.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Yo, it's your main man E.T. here, and it's time to make those summer break plans. Clay County is calling. From paddleboarding on Doctors Lake to reeling in the big one on Black Creek, or cruising the St. Johns River. There's no better place to dive into warm weather fun. Enjoy live music, local festivals, food trucks, and fireworks lighting up the night. Discover scenic parks, hidden trails, and must-visit local gyms. Your summer adventures start here. Visit exploreclay.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL, presented by Advanced Business Solutions. The Florida baseball team is back in the win column after upsetting number 9 Florida State last night and securing the season series. Brendan Lawson led the way for the Gators, drilling a 3-run homer and RBI double to finish with a team-high 4 RBI. The Gators are back in action tomorrow as they open a 3-game series against Missouri. Catch live coverage at 7 on 1010 a.m. The Gators men's basketball team is national champions. Florida stunned Houston with a second-half comeback in the NCAA title game. With 46 seconds left, Elijah Martin put the Gators ahead with 2 free throws. Denzel Aberdeen added 1 to down the Cougars 65-63 and capture the Gators' 3rd national championship win in program history. I'm Tori Edwards with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update on 1010XL. It's 61 degrees at 9 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's time for the 9 o'clock nasty on the drill.
We're wasting time.
Here are Jeff Prosser, Dan Hicken, and E.T.
By the way, you Red Sox fans or baseball fans, Netflix just dropped I think it's a documentary or whatever. They follow. It looks like 8 episodes. They follow the Red Sox around all year.
Last season.
Looks pretty good. And so I just flipped it on, so I haven't gotten into it yet, but it looks pretty good. And there was a scene where it's Duran. Is that the kid's name?
Yeah.
And Casas? Is that how
the first ball?
9-4. And Duran's, he's got like a Ford Bronco, and it's broken. He can't get it started. And so Casas is there with them. I don't know how it came about, but and he's like YouTubing and trying to fix it. Duran is. And Casas is like, man, you're a baseball player. Don't touch that. And he's like, what? He goes, you got to fix it. And Duran looks like he's a little bit more, I don't know if I was going to say like a little more blue collar.
Yeah.
You know? And so he's like, no. And he says, it says bang this. And he's banging this. And he goes, man, those hands are worth millions of dollars. What are you doing? Like, Casas is much more aware of, like, be careful. Like, you're going to get electrocuted or something bad is going to happen.
Lose a digit in this transaction.
And in the end, though, I think he got it started and he moved on. But it looks pretty good. So, give it if they did it on the Mets, I'd be watching every episode. So, but I'll watch it and see how it is. So, anyway, I thought that was good. All right, let's get back to the Gators. So, national champions. You said, you watched it with an eye, and you said you even took some notes on it.
Yeah, I wrote some notes.
Wrote some notes down, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just as I was doing, because I knew you guys we were going to come in here and get a chance to talk about it. And as the game was unfolding, it was such a good game.
Yeah,
I was really, really felt grateful to be a part of it. Honestly, at the end.
Yeah,
but like the first half. Like Houston was nasty down low, and the refs were letting them play.
Yes,
which I feel like we saw in the second half, and you tweeted about it where they sent about 5 fouls and out in the game, and
we're 2 minutes in. That's when I thought we might be in trouble. They were lengthening the lead.
Yeah.
And we were in free throw problems.
And they were about to head to the stripe.
And it almost is like, all right, now we got to even it up. They called 3 on Houston in 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is, if I was a Houston fan, some of those calls were ticky-tack too. So I get it. We went to the free throw line 21 times. I think they went 14. So advantage there. And we made them.
Yeah, I didn't look this up. I was wondering after the first half. I was just texting with a couple of friends. I guess that Houston had 8 more shots than the Gators did between turnovers and offensive
100%.
rebounds. I can't tell you how many times I yelled at us on the defensive boards.
Yes.
Like just screaming.
Yes.
Like visceral.
Yes.
Like get on the glass.
Yes.
So their bigs were good down low and they were nasty. And it felt like,
And they called 3 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, they let them play.
And I even tweeted, if I was the Gator coaches, I'd tell my guys, we got to get more aggressive. We're okay foul wise. But all of a sudden, then they got 5 fouls in 2 minutes. I went, not aggressive.
So aggressive into the bonus. Not so aggressive. I think I sent out a text that was I wish 35% free throw shooting after those. We got to like 6 fouls real quick.
Man, it was frightening.
They couldn't. Houston didn't shoot at all.
Yeah.
They didn't look like they could throw it in the ocean.
No,
It felt like Florida was missing an opportunity, not taking a 10-point lead early in that game because Houston started 0 for 8, but they kept getting every offensive rebound.
Yeah, they were on the boards. It was I think maybe as well. I was just wondering and asking questions as the game was going on. We were running kind of the action with Clayton up top, and he kept kind of skip passing it or kicking it back out, and it just wasn't ever to a shooter. And I was wondering if maybe towards the end of the half when Richard got going and was carrying us, if they just wouldn't run like a 2-man game between them. But Skipper won. Like Golden was great, called some awesome plays out of the timeout. They defended really well in the second half. National champion. I'm just being a nitpicky fan.
Sure.
Right now, I was watching it.
I heard this narrative a lot yesterday, and I don't know that I totally agree with it. So I'll get you guys both your takes. A lot of people came up to me and said, you know what's amazing is that we won the national championship and we never played our best basketball. I kind of felt like I thought that was early on was the case, but man, the competition, those teams are good.
Yeah, really.
I mean, they're really good. Texas Tech is really good. Houston's really good. So do you think now?
Here's why.
Did we play our best basketball in the SEC tournament? Yes, we played better there.
I don't think you have to go that far, Hick.
Yeah.
When we played our best basketball, we beat number 1 Tennessee by 30. We won at Auburn, built a 22-point lead on the road at Auburn, beat Alabama and Tennessee back-to-back by 15 to 20 points. I think that's what they're referencing. Those are all good teams, and we beat and just crushed them.
Yeah.
Like in fact, Florida's win over Tennessee isn't it the biggest margin over number 1 ever?
Might be.
Wasn't that what it was? Something like that. By the way, Houston shoots so bad that I think I saw this stat. Houston out-rebounded Florida, but Florida had more second-chance points than Houston. So it just goes to show you. They'll offensive rebound, brick another one. Offensive rebound, brick another one.
They did. They were on the offensive glass.
Listen, if certainly the first coast caught basketball fever with the Gators run, but it was a very compelling tournament overall, and the TV ratings are bearing it out. The championship game Monday night between Florida and Houston was the most watched title game since 2019 and up 22% from a year ago. It averaged 18.1 million, and it peaked at over 21 million. And by the way, these are bigger than NBA Finals ratings.
Yeah.
I think NBA Finals get like 8-9 million if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
That's 18.4. Let me see what last year's finals did.
So the chalk brought the eyeballs out this year.
Yeah. The chalk brought the eyeballs. That's a fact. Because it wasn't like Kentucky Duke.
No, I mean,
it was more than just the chalk though. Because yes, you had the 4 number 1 seeds. You also had the winner and the runner-up for National Player of the Year. You also had the player of the tournament, Walter Clayton, who had been so hot leading up.
Yeah, but, I mean, they're pretty – I mean, nationally, you got to be a college basketball fan to know a lot about the Gators.
Yeah, but you don't – but point being, if you're a college basketball fan at all, you're aware of Walter Clayton by then.
Yeah.
Headed to the Final Four after what he'd done against UConn and in the Elite Eight. And you certainly are aware of Cooper Flagg. I mean, really, we can talk about Broome and all this other. Duke and Cooper Flagg were in the Final Four. That's going to, last year's NBA Finals averaged 11.3 million per game. 8 to 10 million more watched the NCAA tournament than watched the NBA. That surprises me a little bit. I mean, that's the Celtics last year, by the way.
Yeah.
And Dallas, Luka. Oof.
Ooh, NBA got some
average
11.3
million, and they pay those guys more than the NFL players.
I got a name for you, Daniel. I want to see if you know this name, recognize this name, or can tell me who this person is. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
You can play after, Jeff.
Okay.
I don't know if I think you may not know this name.
Okay.
In fact, I think Daniel might know it, and you may not. But we'll see.
That just flip-flopped quick, didn't it?
Record maybe for sports, like former athletes.
Yeah.
Because
didn't say it was that.
No. Oh,
Zach Hampel. Do either of you know who Zach Hampel is?
Zach Hampel?
Yes.
No idea.
No, I don't.
No? Okay. Zach Hampel is that dude who catches all the home run balls.
Okay. He goes to all the little...
Have you ever had a run-in or dealt with Zach Hampel?
No, but
Have you ever seen Zach Hampel? Did any of the boys ever say, that's that home run dude?
But I have read about some of his methods, and I think about how many baseballs he has accumulated.
He says he has more than 12,000.
And
He's the one that got in
enormous
trouble,
amount.
too. He went to the game that was supposed to be reserved for military personnel, and he somehow ended up with home run balls there. Remember that?
He does it all the time.
Yeah. Like to the point
Baseball,
he gets in trouble in these places that maybe he shouldn't be. Like that are reserved for different people. That's what happened with the military.
Well, he had another viral moment last night.
Okay.
He was during Tuesday night's Rays-Angels game. Hampel tracked down a Kyron Paris home run that left fans frustrated. Zach Hampel is the biggest D-bag and most hated man.
Oh, dear.
I'm just reading a quote.
Okay. What happened?
In baseball, and he furthers the case more and more every single year. Ban this man. Let me see what happened. Hampel famously took a seat at a Fort Bragg baseball game.
That's the one, yeah.
Reserved for only military members.
Yeah.
He snagged A-Rod's 3,000th career hit, a home run.
Yeah, he's got some.
He got
heavy
Mike
ones.
Trout's first home run.
Did he actually get all these, or he just purchased them? Does he?
No,
I think he's on
he knows
site.
where to go. He studies.
And what's his? Did he make a living off these balls? I mean, what's he do?
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Let's get to at Steinbrenner Field. Chris Morrell,
home of the Rays,
tried to reach a ball. Yes, thank you. That was hit by Angels second baseman Kyron Paris. Zach Hampel snagged it instead. Given the minor league dimensions of Steinbrenner, it seemed that Morrell would have caught the ball had Hampel not laid out his glove. The Rays challenged for fan interference. Ump said, nah, home run for Paris. Ultimately decided the game. Angels edged the Rays 4-3.
I did see the replay on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zach Hampel, who has 12,000 baseballs, publishes videos about baseballs and ball hawking on YouTube, hires his own videographers to document his ball hawking exploits, operates a concierge service where he will take fans and show them how to catch home run balls.
It's basically a home run ball guide.
$1,500 plus travel for the
He's like a
experience.
charter fisherman, but for baseball fans.
Caught the Mets' last home run at Shea.
Oh, snap.
Who was that?
How is this possible that this guy catches these balls everywhere? That's weird.
2 home runs on April 18th.
I mean, you say he knows where it's coming, but at the end of the day, you buy a ticket and you sit in your seat. I may know
he moves around in the outfield.
Got to be moving around.
He's moving around
I know
in the
that,
outfield.
but it's just
if he's so
he sounds annoying.
If he's not being as well received as all the fans around him, and he did the military thing, why don't we send him down for a year and make him do it in the minor leagues?
Barry Bonds 720 caught Barry Bonds 724th, caught A-Rod's 3,000th career hit. Initially refused to return the ball, saying Rodriguez deserved nothing. Eventually agreed to give the ball to A-Rod as part of an agreement with the Yankees, where the organization donated $150,000 to pitch in for baseball.
How about donate $250 to my bank account?
Also, personally received an autographed jersey, 2 autographed bats, a VIP backstage tour of the stadium, and tickets to the 2015 MLB All-Star Game and Home Run Derby as part of the deal.
In which he corralled another 13 balls.
In 2017, Topps created a controversial Zach Hampel baseball card.
Oh, well, they're legitimizing him. So
Oh, boy.
Major League Baseball did it to themselves.
In 2022, Hampel attempted to enter a prohibited section at Coors Field.
Come on, man. We got to get this
to
guy
catch
out of
a
here
Nolan Arenado home run ball. Hampel refused to comply. Security took him out. Oh, my gosh. All kinds of stuff. Zach Hampel.
Zach Hampel.
But anyway, there was another moment last night with Zach Hampel. So,
That's
just want to see if you guys knew who he was.
No, I mean, not by name, but now that you've... No, yeah.
All right, we'll catch a break. We'll come back. We got more with Murphy. Murphy Power Hour Brought to you by our friends at ITB Partners. Next.
It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. After the Frangie Show, Whit Ballou carries the conversation into the night.
That's a voice I'd know anywhere.
All the sports talk and hot topics you need to know about.
You are the subject of much debate.
Then it's Hacker After Dark. Evenings on 1010XL.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. Tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Visit sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, I don't know, bring that up. That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office in Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Frank Frangie here. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to, treating you right, giving the most back to our community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Well, the answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik is there for you even on Sundays. Nimnik Buick GMC understands that weekends might be the only time you have available, and that's why they're open on Saturdays from 9 to 7 and Sundays from 11 to 5. Visit their showroom off Phillips Highway or shop online 24/7 at nimnikbuickgmc.com. That's nimnikbuickgmc.com. Head to Nimnik today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977. Surfside Pools has the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Man, I love Surfside Pools. They do a great job cleaning my pool. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. You ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call them 246-2666, 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas. It's your hometown MVP.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Friday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL's Gator Bites podcast wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
A lot lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hey, Hicken here. Don't you buy a diamond in Jacksonville until you check out Beard's Diamonds. You're going to see a much bigger selection, higher quality than those chain store diamonds, and you'll get a better price. Beard's is different, man. It's all Jacksonville, baby. Locally owned for more than 40 years. Reputation second to none for value, honesty, and transparency, and they take care of our local customers. Free lifetime warranty, free maintenance, free sizing, free cleaning, free insurance appraisals, man. Beards loves our local heroes in uniform. Military, police, firefighters, nurses, 25% off every day, every purchase. Nobody at Beards is paid on commission, so there's no pressure to sell you or upsell you. Take my advice. Visit Beards. Get to know the local owners. Nobody better than the Lupos. And not just engagement rings, case after case of gorgeous everyday jewelry as well. Shop local, shop Beards. At the St. John's Town Center, the only jeweler not owned by Wall Street. That's Beards Diamonds.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Hacker here, and guess what my scale reads? 195 pounds. I'm shocked seeing that number, but it's there every month. The weight is staying off after dropping 122 pounds. Absolutely life-changing. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's very true. I was just telling Daniel in the break with Juan Soto, who, by the way, has started the year getting on base every single game. And he's never done that in his career through the first 11 games. Yeah. All right. And Mets fans are like in the New York media, the radio guys.
Yeah.
I need more. I need more. He's not, you know. And I'm like, bro. So just 6-game hitting streak, 348, 423, 4. He gets on base.
Yes.
He gets on base ahead of Pete. Pete is feasting right now. He's got 15 ribs already. He has hits in 9 of the 10 games and reached base in every game.
I will take the New York fans and the sports personalities a little bit to task for that, because you sign someone who's similar to Joey Votto. Like what Soto's going to do isn't. It's going to have times where it's electric, and sexy. But where he gets you is that he's going to live on base. He's going to get a walk. He's going to get a base hit each night, and he's going to protect Pete's, because I believe that lineup protection, it comes from the front and the back.
Yeah.
But like, you get good pitches to hit if there's no bases available.
And while he's not like demonstrative. He's kind of cool and calculated, but he does everything right. Like, for example, he got on yesterday. He's on first base.
Mm-hmm.
Pete had a 3-2 count, so he's off and running.
Yeah.
Pete hits a blooper to right. The wind was blowing. Second baseman could get it. Right fielder could get it. They both miss it. It bounces and pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking play at the plate. My man's just cruising in. He's home free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's running.
Booging, yeah.
He ran. He didn't half it. He went. He took off. He ran. He scored. I mean, that's
the way I judge speed in the bases a bit, not always, but can you score from second on a single?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go first to third on a single on a ball needs to be done? And can you score from first on a double? Like, these are how I kind of judge speed in baseball, because you don't necessarily have to be a burner to be able to do that. But Soto scored on one of Alonso's doubles from first. in the gap yesterday. So that's plus running first to home is about the funnest
If
thing.
you can score on a double from first, you're plenty fast. And on a regular play.
Yeah.
Ball gets to the wall, outfielder gets to the ball, hits the relay, hits the cut, and if you can score from first on that play, then you don't need to be any faster.
Yep.
That's as fast as you need to be, no matter what that is. Now, you're going to try and steal 50 bases. That's a different story, right? Man, Murph stumbled onto something, Shazam. I didn't even know you were allowed to do this, but apparently these television timeouts are just indiscriminate. If you don't want to take one, then just don't take it. But during the Florida-Houston NCAA tournament game, there was no 12-minute TV timeout.
Really? Knew it.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Houston took a timeout with 12:06 to go.
How was that the line?
And they never took they didn't take a 12-minute TV timeout.
It was after the and one, and we head to the stripe.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I'm trying to play out how I went. So I'm like, hit the free throw, go defend, and do these possessions to the under 12 and get a blow. And then when the under 12 didn't come, I was discombobulated. I was like, what is going on here? So, yeah, they did. It was 12:06, I think, like you said. He was at the free throw stripe and didn't take an under 12 official TV timeout. Really? Now, the timeout while the away action while we were gone at 12:06 was a long period of time, and it got me wondering if they
said that if you also are in a game that has a lot of unnatural stops for replay, and we had a bunch of those the other night, they replay too much. That ball went off that dude's knee. Florida ball inbounded.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can just go over everything with a microscope.
Well,
but they say when they do that, but that one is like, how could it possibly be off of someone else?
I guess, yes.
Or, okay, I'll give you this. I'm okay stopping it.
Yeah.
They go overboard how long they look at it.
Yes.
Sometimes you go over there in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Their largest deficits, they were down 6 to UConn, 3 to Maryland, 10 to Texas Tech, 9 to Auburn, 12 to Fort Houston. That's minus 40. I wonder if anybody's ever trailed by that much and went on to win.
Well, I was wondering the cardiac cats in like 8 and what was that? Oh man,
whenever you throw the cardiac in front of somebody, then you know they've got comebacks.
Well, that's what they called they were calling Houston. I was watching the post game, the cardiac Cougars. I don't know why. But.
Yeah.
Can't call on you that if you don't win it.
It was 9:24 to go against UConn. They were down 52 to 46. Maryland really wasn't. They were down in the first half.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, they were down with 6 minutes to go, 71-61.
Yeah, that one felt like it was.
What is your? We asked this as a Dream Finders poll question yesterday, Daniel. What was your? Is there one searing moment that you'll carry from this tournament with the Gators?
Oh,
what comes to mind? Boom, right away. Is it the choices we had were Clayton's 3 against Texas Tech when he dribbled out, turned around, hit it, the comeback again, knocking out UConn, the Auburn game. The last stop against Houston.
I most closely watched the national championship game.
Okay.
The other ones I had probably more in the background.
Did you see the picture of Elijah Martin with the dunk against Auburn? The photo.
Okay, I didn't see that. The one that comes now, since that's the game I watched, would probably be it's not like Clayton's first and one in the second half. If that it felt like it kind of he got going. That got us going, and it got a chance, to get him to the foul line to see something go in.
Right.
So, that's the and ones in the second half all blend together for me.
Yeah.
Like the 2 from Clayton and the 1 from Howell. That was great finishes.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was
because at that time when they're up 12, I'm wondering in my mind, and maybe texting somebody as well too, if we need to start trying to trade 3s for 2s to find some of these possessions we lost on the offensive glass and with some of the turnovers. Because once they get up 12 with, what is it, 10 minutes left, 10, 12 minutes left?
Yeah.
Was it 12?
Yeah.
I think it was like.
Was it
14 maybe?
Okay.
There was still some time. There was some time. But
it was 42 to 30, and then it was like 44-32, and then 46, and then 46-34, and then that was just far. From that point, they never took the 12-point lead again.
I'd say my fear at that point, anyone's fear is the Gator, but just Houston was shooting so poorly, especially from 3, that if they happened to make 1 or 2 with a double-digit lead, I thought they would just.
I guess what gives, I think what Florida fan, should be really emboldened by right now, or in this case, engoldened by.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I would
what
be.
You did.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and say right now, this dude is going to go get 2 guards in this portal who come in and average 16 points and 10 assists and play defense.
Yeah,
because he's got a great selling point here, man. Look at these guards. Look what they just did. If you're a guard sitting somewhere at St. Joe's or Princeton or wherever you get them from, and you can go play for this team that you just watched, you watch what Walter Clayton became right in front of your eyes. These guys give these coaches and these systems a lot of credit for that.
Well, the Princeton guard is the one that
is he really good? I just want,
Well, I mean,
Yeah, does he have is he like the Ivy League Player of the Year and that kind of stuff, or?
Get some hardware.
Give me some numbers, I guess.
I think it's 18 a game, maybe.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. I do think that Aberdeen and Klavjar, with the freedom of not having to go to the bench.
Xavier Lee is
I've
his
heard
name.
that name before, actually. Maybe from these transfer lists.
He's it's Carolina or Florida. 6'4", he averaged 16.9, 6.1 rebounds, 5.4 assists. Posted the first 2 triple doubles in program history.
What's his
first
size?
team All Ivy, 6'4",
and is he,
Toronto
Elijah
native.
Martinish. Yeah, okay. That's the kind. And he'll get those guys.
Yeah.
I saw this about Golden, who we've not learned much about. They haven't been a story, but now that they've won the national title and you're getting into some of his methods and strategies, like when it comes to recruiting. And you remember when Billy Donovan first earned his recruiting chops, Hick?
Yeah, it was Mike Miller.
It was Mike Miller, and it was specifically going up, and when it turned the first time you can make contact, or before you can make contact, Mike Miller would walk out his front door, and Billy Donovan's sitting in a car on his street out in front of his house, until he could do it. Well, Walter Clayton told the story of, look, Pitino in St. John's had to be a huge leader to get his services. He just played for Pitino 2 years at Iona, and he was in the transfer portal. Pitino was taking the St. John's job. And it came down to St. John's in Florida, and St. John's got first crack, and he took his 3-4 hour visit to St. John's with Pitino, and he walked out, and he walks on the street, and who's standing there? Todd Golden. Let's go to dinner.
Yeah.
And then he corrals him for it. And so that, we didn't know anything about that. I'd never heard that story till 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So there's some, I guess the point I'm making here, there are, I think, a lot of real similarities and commonalities to Donovan and Golden. They're the age, enthusiasm, but more than anything, these dudes register with those recruits, or in this case, those transfer portal guys.
With them.
I mean, how else could you explain Billy Donovan getting these guys year after year after year? Yeah. He was young, and they dug him, right?
Speaking as you say that, I was listening to a podcast with Jason Williams on it, White Chocolate, and Mike Miller was one of the hosts of it, and so it was listen to Jason Williams talk basketball like he is a sandlot.
No,
like
he is.
Oh yeah. And he was talking. They asked him a question, because it just warmed my heart. They were talking about like modern a little bit basketball, and he goes, well, these players these kids will head in and they've got a trainer and they'll do drills for 15 minutes. He goes, I grabbed a basketball in the gym. He goes, if you would look through the window, I'm in the corner like doing pump fakes, trying to get out of a made up sort of trap, because that's what's going to happen in the game. I was like, oh, he was just out there free playing. Right. You know what I mean? Making stuff up and seeing what works. And
did Jason Williams get hurt in the NBA? Is that what happened to him? Because he was decent in the NBA. He wasn't just a flash in the pan. I mean,
oh no, he had a good NBA.
He made
a good stretch.
Yeah,
he did what?
He had a decent stretch.
Yeah. What's the best year?
One in Miami.
Was he ever? Was Jason Williams? 2 questions. Was he ever an NBA All-Star? Did he make it one All-Star team? I'm going to say no. I don't remember him doing that.
No.
And number 2, best year statistically: 16 points, 10 assists.
I don't think it was 16.
14 and 7. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, let me look. He had some years.
And his best year was in Sacramento, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Vlade and Chris Webber.
Yeah.
I think he was probably like a 16 and 8 guy, maybe.
No, so I don't mean in the same year. Like career high for points in a year, career high. I'm going to say he hit career high for assists. I'm going to say 9. And points, I'm going to say 18.
I think this Xavier Lee guy went to high school with Thomas Houck.
Oh, what a high school team that must have been.
I'm trying to, looks like they both went to this Perkiomen High School.
Huh.
So we got to take a break. We'll come back, make the turn for home. Murphy Power Hour next here on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
1010XL puts the ball in play-by-play.
Kick on the way.
Impeccable today.
From way downtown. That ball's ripped.
For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Clay Solar Installation Partners, your local woman-owned solar company. Did you hear? JEA is raising rates again. With summer right around the corner, those power bills are only going to go up. But with solar, you can take control of energy costs and say goodbye to rising rates. At Clay Solar, we make switching easy and affordable. Stop paying more for power and own it. Visit claysolar.com to schedule a consultation today.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Foods, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 9, 1950, at the 14th U.S. Masters Tournament, Augusta National, Jimmy DeMera becomes the first-time three-time Masters champion by 2 strokes ahead of Jim Farrier.
The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #FrozenFrenzy.
Hey, certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Why? Experience, expertise, knowledge. That's Reed Wingate. That's Janice Cobb. That's Scott Regner. That's Dan Abel. That's Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan. Those are the ITP Partners, man. You know what they do? They sit down with you individually, listen to you, and then they give you tell them what you want. They give you your strategy to get your goals met. And it's really easy to get in the game with ITB Partners. They're always there to help. For more info, simple. Chris at ITBPartners.com. Chris at ITBPartners.com, or call 312-9751. 312-9751. They're ITB Partners, gang. And they're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hicken here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since 87.
All right, we were talking about UNF had a nice win last night. They beat UCF.
Okay.
And a walk-off. So that was a good win for them. They were able to...
that is a good win.
Yeah, very good win. Gators beat FSU in college baseball last night, but they're 1-11 in the SEC. They have 0-12 Missouri this week. And then it's over. They got other...
Yeah.
SEC,
upper level.
This is the only break you're getting.
Schools.
This is the only break. And you got to sweep them. I mean, you have no shot.
Of course, one of the top stories in the state really was the Magic beating the Hawks last night and holding on to the 7th seed in the play-in.
Is that a shocker?
The play-in. While everyone really grinds on the West and those 7 teams within a game, I don't want it to be undersold that the seeding 7, 8, 9, 10 in the East between Orlando, Atlanta, Chicago, and Miami, all within a game as well. Don't sleep on that drama.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like
playing.
Nothing trying to assure your play-in positioning.
I think we got.
You really want to be the 7 or 8, Dan, so you get 2 opportunities.
Yeah. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, if you're an 8, you at least get that second game at home.
Yeah, the Gator baseball team is a mess. Injuries.
Are they? They banged up.
But there's other things as well. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what those other things are, but they're not. They just they started 16-2, bro.
Uh-huh.
They just haven't.
I've been watching some of the YouTube videos of the games, like 12, 15 minutes SEC games, and I watched the series against Georgia, and Georgia looked so much more offensive than they did. And
annihilated
that series just absolutely ran them out of the gym.
Yeah. SEC baseball, by the way, is a lot like SEC basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, you got top 10.
It's kind of been that way, hadn't it, for the last couple of years?
Yeah, but I mean, and then you had Texas.
In Texas.
Who had a Jacksonville kid pitch out there for a few years, Paxton LeBaron Johnson. He got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I think by the Rockies. I think that's why. I
is that what? Yes, yeah. You're asking about. Yeah, Dan earlier off the air asked about pitching for the Rockies if you get drafted because it's more difficult in the altitude. Does it hurt your spirit a little bit? Yeah, it's
5th round by the Rockies. Okay, so your 139th pick, $500,000.
Yeah,
LeBaron Johnson, who went to Paxton High School. Went out to Texas, pitched very well for him. And now he's in, minor leagues trying to make his way. But my point is, you're a pitcher, you get picked by the Rockies. You never want it, but
could be deflating.
It's not just to get there, your numbers aren't going to be as good as they are at other places. They're just not. That's what the stats and analytics tell us, right?
You're going to give up more runs at altitude.
Pross, who's the best pitcher in Rockies history? They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, we just had one. It was.
We did?
Didn't they have a successful pitcher like the
he knows because he got it.
Ubaldo Jimenez was the one I thought it would be the
Was he started there, or did he started with the Expos and ended up there?
No, I think he started there.
I think
Kyle Freeland was there for a long time.
He's still there.
Mike Hampton.
He didn't do well.
He was there. Yeah, but he was the biggest probably name for the free agent signing.
Was Kyle there at one point?
Daryl Kyle? Yeah, I feel like yes, I've seen it. They have so on the hallways underneath the stadium, they have the opening day lineup from like the first year all the way to the end.
That's
So
kind
you
of
got
a
to
cool
see.
thing
So I
to
saw
do.
like Howard Johnson on there. I was like, oh my goodness, Hojo, you came out here.
Wow.
I did the same thing at the end.
This is who I got. Top 5 pitchers of Rockies history. Ubaldo Jimenez.
All right, got that.
Jorge De La Rosa.
Yeah, the left-hander. It was.
But, I mean, these guys are like De La Rosa did his best work for the Rockies, a 4.35 ERA.
Well, that's gold up there in the mountains.
I think you got to look at if you're looking
Brian
at
Fuentes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Closer.
Mm-hmm. And then you know what? Houston Street.
Oh.
Houston Street was there, closer.
Aaron Cook.
I remember him. I think he was a ginger.
All-time win list, 72. I mean, but my point is...
those are terrible.
Where's Tom Seaver? Where's their...
Well, in fairness, too, they've only been around 30 years.
30's a long time.
Yeah.
You got to stumble into a pitcher there.
Yeah.
They've drafted some first-round guys who didn't pan out.
Well, I guess... has it not been enough time to say that you can't pitch in Denver?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you get drafted by him, you're excited, but you're like, if you're a pitcher, you're like, that could cost me millions.
I think you would only... Now, the other side of that, though, is, I mean, if you have the right agent and you're using the right analytics, that all pitchers are going to struggle there. So that should be a part of you should be then judged what's my ERA
in comparison to your
on the
peers.
road
Mm-hmm.
and at home versus my peers. So you can probably do it that way. And you just accept if you're Colorado or a visiting team that this ain't going to be a 2-1 game.
Nope.
And even my good guy's going to get hit.
Remember John Burke?
Yeah, the former Gator, first-round pick.
First-round pick of the Colorado Rockies. Let me see who else. Jake Westbrook, first-round pick of the Colorado. Mark Mangum, first-round pick of the Colorado Rockies. Look at pitchers only.
I remember Jake Westbrook more with the Cardinals than I do the Rockies.
Now, look, some of these kids are high school kids. It never pans out for other reasons. I'm not just saying they got there and maybe they never made it. Matt Harrington was the 7th overall pick, a pitcher. Jeff Francis.
I remember that name, left-hander.
Left-hander. Supposed
Pennsylvania?
to be 9th pick overall.
Where is he from?
He's from British Columbia, Vancouver.
Oh, wrong.
Yeah. Chaz Rowe. Casey Weathers.
Yeah.
He made the bigs.
Uh-huh.
From Vanderbilt.
Marlins, maybe.
Tyler Matzik.
Yeah.
First-round pick of the Colorado Rockies.
Another big reason the Braves won the World Series and is no longer in Atlanta.
Not a pitcher, but Kyle Parker.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's own. First-round pick of the Colorado Rockies.
Clemson.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
He never panned out either. Did he ever make the majors? He made the majors, didn't he? For maybe a cup of coffee?
Yeah, he made the majors. How about John Gray?
Yeah, John.
Oh, yeah, that
still
was
pitching.
that
He's
was a big
banged up
name.
in Texas with the Rangers right now.
2013, 3rd pick overall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that
Oklahoma, I believe.
Very good.
Yeah, okay.
Kyle Freeland.
He's a local lad from out there in Denver.
University of Evansville.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? This is a guy I remember from St. Thomas Aquinas, but from Kansas. Riley Pint.
Mm-hmm.
He never made it. 2016, they've gone pitcher from Georgia, Robert Tyler. Ryan Rollison from Mississippi, pitcher.
Yeah.
These guys don't make it, man.
Or maybe they're drafting the wrong ones.
Which also could be true.
Right. If they're drafting different pitchers, maybe some of these pitchers would. If Paul Skeens was in Denver, how would he do?
Better than everybody else.
Yeah.
They took the Tennessee kid, Chase Dollander, at 23, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. And then Charlie Condon from Georgia last year.
Is there is it just it is what it is with that altitude? Is there a strategy that's not being employed, or pitchers taking the wrong mindset when
I'm
they're
sure
in
they've
Denver?
done every
I
study.
think they tried
Right,
everything.
I would
and they
think,
were
yeah.
still trying things.
Yeah.
It's more, I think, just an understanding of like that you're
'Cause
going to get hit around.
and
Don't
it's
take
probably-
it personal.
And we tend to attach all of that benefit to the home run ball, but I'm assuming that there's probably other benefits as a hitter.
There's offense everywhere. The ground is harder, so there's hits on the ground, and then there's so much space in the outfield that you have base hits in front of the outfielders, and then if you do get one, you'll get rewarded with home runs and doubles. But it's just so like if I'm talking first to third and scoring from second, and like you're always taking the extra base there because the outfielders play so deep. I ain't seen somebody get thrown out at home from second maybe in the 2 years I was there.
Huh.
Great stuff today, Murph. We love having you in.
Love you,
Appreciate you. Let's get out of here, E.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah.
What's up, Tone?
What's up, guys? Yeah, just a hard park to play defense in out there in Colorado.
Yeah. What do you got cooking today?
We have Chad Ryder joining us from NFL.com.
He had something the other day that caught my eye. So
He had a 5-round mock.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
and it was
that he
probably,
put
I
out.
think, probably what would have caught it for me would have been who he had pegged. Was that
Yeah.
one that looked a little more juicy than what we've?
Well,
who did he have? What?
He had Graham in the first round,
Yeah.
which is not
but what was the second round pick? Because that's now the linchpin. Is
Hairston.
That's
Corner.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot of love around that Kentucky corner.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Good combine.
I know Prisco had him in his first round in the mock that he put out this
Harrison
morning.
is the name that jumped out a while ago, and he had a good combine.
Yeah, we got a bunch of mocks to react to, but we'll have Chad Ryder on with us today as well. Our question today, which of these players would create the best trade back opportunity for the Jacksonville Jaguars if they were still available with the 5th pick? Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, Shador Sanders, or one of the offensive linemen? That's all, trying to figure out exactly who's coming for what. There was one of the other mocks today that had the Bears moving from 10 to 5 to come get Genty. So it's.
I think it's Genty. I think I would say number one Sanders only because quarterback is the most premium position.
Quarterback, yeah.
But I think Genty also, yeah, because the Raiders are so locked in on it. It'd be like if somebody really loved Mason Graham, it would behoove them to trade to 4, right? Because every model has the Jags taking him at 5. That's where Genty has almost become that at 6. Just about everywhere you look.
Like if you really are looking at Mason like he's the 3rd guy in this draft behind those top 2 guys, then 5's where you got to play ball.
Yeah.
4 or 5 is where you got to be thinking you might have to get to if that's the guy that you want.
For sure. All right. Jaguars today is coming up next. That'll do it to it for us. And this little 4-hour extravaganza we call The Drill. It's been a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Once upon a time, there was no sports radio.
You like an answer to our prayer. No, wait a minute. I'm not answering your prayers. I'm not a